From movie screens to TV scenes, movie reviews and everything between. Top 5 breakdowns, favorites win, celebrity conversations pull you in. Hit record, let the reel begin. Big screens, bold takes, let's dive in. Step into the spotlight. Welcome to Wilhelm!
What's going on, everybody? Ben Beck here, and I wanted to just preempt this episode for about 30 seconds to apologize to you for the quality of this one. So just a little bit of a, kind of a little bit of a background. I usually record through one outlet, and unfortunately that outlet was giving one of my guests was giving Pake a little bit of issue with his connection. He tends to have a little bit of trouble with it. We tried it. It didn't work. We had to switch to Zoom. I'm not crazy about Zoom because they don't give the best recordings of things. And you're going to see that in this episode, in that our names are in there and I couldn't get rid of them. The quality is not 1080. It's not even 1080. I record in 4K. It's not even in 1080. If you're listening to this, it's not going to be an issue. The audio is fine. But if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook or the website, wherever you're watching this, the quality is not going to be that great. And unfortunately, I'm not happy with it, but there's nothing I could do about it. So I just wanted to come on a little bit, preemptively apologize for the quality of this episode. It is one of my favorite episodes of the year. The Oscar episode, the Oscar prediction episode, is one of my favorite episodes of the year. This year was no exception because it's an incredibly strong year for movies. I know I'm going past 30 seconds, and I apologize for that as well. But again, just wanted to come on. Thank you guys for watching and listening, as you guys always do, for supporting the podcast. Apologize for the quality. It's not up to my top standards, but there was nothing I could do about it this time. Enjoy this, my annual Wilhelm Oscar prediction episode. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wilhelm. I am your host, Ben Beck, and it is time once again for one of my favorite episodes of the year. It is the annual Oscars prediction episode. You know, Oscar season is wrapping up and the Academy Awards are right around the corner, which means it's time just to dive into those Oscar noms, shove as many of them down our throats as we can, and then talk about it. And I always love having these two people on with me to do this episode. It's become a tradition. They always join me for that. First up, you know him as the host, one of the co-hosts of the Run for Your Lives podcast with our friend Daphne. Welcome back, Pake Allen.
Hello. Good to be back.
Yes, of course. And of course, she's an actress living out in the scene in LA. My great friend, Brandy Bryant. Brandy, welcome back.
Hello, thanks for having me.
I said it because this is one of my favorite episodes of the year because it is literally talking about movies in its truest form, because we are talking about the movies that are getting the accolades throughout the year, but it's also having conversations with you two. And that just, it makes it great.
Oh,
I look forward to it too every year, for sure.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So as we did last year, there's going to be 9 categories that we're going to talk about. We're not going to get a chance to talk about them all because we don't have time for a 4-hour-long podcast. And there's a couple categories, in my opinion, that are just gimmies as to which movie is going to win it. There might be some of them in the ones we're going to talk about, but we'll see how that goes. But same categories as last year, and they are as follows: Best Animated Feature, Best Cinematography, Best Visual Effects, Best Director, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Actor in a Leading Role, Best Actress in a Leading Role, and of course, we're not even going to talk about Best Picture this year. It's just not worth it. No, of course we're going to talk about Best Picture.
Yeah.
That's the biggest category of the entire awards. And what's been interesting too is I've been following all of the different award ceremonies this year. I covered the actors, which is formerly the Screen Actors Guild Awards, the BAFTAs, all these different award ceremonies, Golden Globes, Emmys. Well, Emmys is television, but it's really all over the place this year. There hasn't really been a solid winner. So we're going to find out where our predictions lead up with all of that. Because, predicting the Oscars it's a dangerous game. Sometimes the Academy follows the momentum from the award ceremony. Sometimes they completely surprise everyone, and then occasionally there's those times where they pick something that leaves the entire internet and the world scratching their head as to why.
Well, did you hear the new I mean, I think it's always been a rule, and I'm not sure how they're gonna do it this year, but apparently this year it's the first year where they're like, you cannot vote unless you've watched every movie that's been nominated. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I assumed that's always how it went, but I'm interested to see if that's gonna like switch things up this year with people watching like everything,
That's interesting because
right?
I didn't hear about that rule. And as somebody who does get screeners and things like that
Mhm.
from the studios and everything now, there are ways to monitor when a screener has been watched
Mhm.
because most of the time it's connected to your IP address, so they know whether or not it's been watched or not. Um, but like, how do you, with so many Academy members, how do you maintain that? Like,
Yeah.
how do you, what's the word I'm looking for? Enforce. Like,
Yeah.
how do you enforce that? I don't know.
I don't know if it's like one of those things where like, because I know a lot of times too you get actual screeners, but then there's ones on the computer too where you log in, like you
Oh
have
no,
like a.
everything I get is digital. I don't get any physical
Mhm.
Well, I wonder if
screeners.
it's like when you log in and then like it checks it off like as you go down and you watch them. Do you know what I mean? So it'll keep track and then you can't vote until they're all gone. But I don't know how they
Yeah,
do it for the screeners.
but the screeners, yeah, because the screeners come from studios, so
Hmm.
they're not sent by the Academy. So how does the Academy monitor all of that? If that is in fact a rule, I don't know.
I don't know if, but I do wonder if it's gonna like switch things up this year a little bit because people are watching like all of them.
It is a fair rule.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a very fair rule. I mean, it's one of the reasons why. It's another reason why we're not covering every category is
Right.
because we don't always have access to
Hmm.
everything. So I know, Pig, you scour the internet for everything.
Yeah, this is my 4th year, I think, of 100% completion. I do try to watch absolutely everything just because
Mhm.
I'm a completionist and it's fun. Sometimes a lot, but it's fun.
Well, we got lucky this year in that a lot of the movies that are nominated in multiple categories.
Yeah. Hmm.
So it was a lot easier to watch all of
Yes.
the major categories this year.
Mhm.
Some movies had 2 nominations, in the
Hmm.
same category, which made it
Mhm.
even easier.
Yeah.
Of the categories that we're talking about tonight, I did actually complete everything.
Yay.
I did it today,
Awesome.
actually.
Uh-huh.
I watched the last 2 today. I had to watch Hamnet and I had to watch Begonia
Okay.
today.
They're good.
And boy, do I have thoughts. Um, but so Pake, we know you hit 100%. I hit 100% on what we're talking about. Brandy, where did you fall on everything?
Well, I did not watch everything in like all of the categories, but I think I'm like, think there's like maybe one or two that I still have to watch for like the category, like for certain ones.
Oh, crap. I lied. There is one movie that I did not watch out of the categories we're discussing tonight because I refused to pay money to see it in theaters, and that was Avatar.
Uh,
Oh,
And it has not yet
it has not
released
come
on
out yet.
digital.
Yeah.
that is
So
my one that I can say with my full. I've only seen the first one, and
me too.
that is it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you
I-
do you, boo. You do your thing, but I'm not doing it.
I don't know, not to get down this tangent or whatever, like, because I know so many people that have that same kind of mentality. I don't understand personally, I guess, so much of the Avatar hate. They're long. They're very long.
That's my
But,
issue with them is they're long.
like, I've enjoyed watching them every year that these new ones have come out because, yeah, they're long, but, like, they're immersive enough and it's a decent story where I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Now, I mean, I don't know, I'm gonna spoil some stuff talking about. Was the third one, was Fire and Ash pretty much just like the whole third act just redoing Way of Water? Yeah. He was like, let's just do that same movie again. But
I couldn't even tell you what that means because I haven't
Right.
seen Way of Water.
Nope.
yeah.
Take your word for it.
Mhm.
I mean, look, like it's not for this,
They're fun
not for the,
popcorn flicks, though.
not
That's
for
really
yeah, and I'm okay with fun popcorn
Yeah.
flicks. My biggest issue with Avatar, not to turn this episode into an Avatar
Yeah.
Batfest or anything like that, because I do like James Cameron.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I enjoy James Cameron. I enjoy his movies. I mean, who doesn't like Terminator and movies like that? It's the first movie, and I'll give it to them. Visually, they're stunning looking
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
Like there is an Avatar video game out that I want to play purely for the visuals and the gameplay. I don't give a crap about the story. Um, my biggest issue with Avatar is the first movie got so much hype, and the movie is basically Fern Gully.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Fern Gully in
Pocahontas in space.
Or Pocahontas in
Yes.
space. It's like, why are you hyping this story that we've seen multiple times before?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't get it. It's not the length of the movies. Christ, I sat through Oppenheimer 3 times in theaters.
Yeah.
Which is a feat in itself, because that is the one movie that, like, I made it to, like, the last... I think I made it to, like, the last hour, and then I was like, I have no idea what's going on. I didn't watch with anyone but myself, so I do not know history like that, and I was just like, I don't know what is happening, so I'm just gonna... I watched most of it, call it a day, because I don't know what's going on.
I also, this week, already sat through 2 hours and 40 minutes of Project Hail Mary. And which, by the way, at the time we're recording this, and by the time this episode comes out, Project Hail Mary will not have released yet. But I will tell you right now, that movie is fucking phenomenal.
Is it? I'm excited to see it.
Cool. I was gonna say, with long movies in theaters, just a random tangent, because I think this goes back to last year, but The Brutalist. What I loved about that, and we need to bring it back because of that movie, was the actual 15-minute intermission built into the middle of the movie in theaters, where the screen came on. It was like, you got 15 minutes, go pee, go get a drink, go get a snack, and then come back. I was like, I missed this. This needs to become a thing.
What was it? Was it the Hateful Eight that did that
No,
too? Such a long movie?
Grindhouse.
But I think he did it later on for the Hateful Eight.
I think they put a version, like, there's like an extended Hateful Eight that, like,
because I saw it in movie theaters on Christmas Day, and I remember getting up and, like, going to the bathroom and being like, this is kind of wonderful. I get to reset myself, reset my brain.
I know Grindhouse did it because it was Death Proof and Planet Terror, and there was an intermission in between. Hateful Eight, I couldn't tell you if there was an intermission when I saw it or not, because I won't lie, I fell asleep for about a half hour during that movie.
So you got your own intermission.
Woke up and realized didn't miss a goddamn thing. That's one of my least favorite Tarantino movies. Phenomenally acted. But story-wise, bored the hell out of me. God, this is turning into a bash fest.
Wait till we get into the movies, because I have questions.
I have thoughts on quite a few of them.
Yes.
Okay, so with that being said, let's dive into the categories. But as any Wilhelm episode goes, there's always a chance of spoilers, because we're going to dive into these movies a little bit. So if you haven't seen them, we apologize if we reveal anything that's a little too spoily. We're going to try not to reveal, like, oh, he was dead the whole time. Like, we're not going to do stuff like that.
I'm listening. Give me 2 seconds. Continue. I just have to close a cabinet. Continue.
Gotcha. So, but we're going to talk about some spoilery type things. So apologies for that ahead of time. But we're going to start this category, which, in my opinion, I think this is one of the most obvious categories of any winner that's going to win.
Yes.
The best animated feature category. The nominees were Arco, Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelie or the Character of Rain, and Zootopia 2. So I'm going to start off by saying that I adored Zootopia 2.
Me too.
I honestly thought that was better than the first one.
Yeah, I agree. I went in it. I think that was one of the first ones I saw in theaters after nominees came out. I was like, okay, time to knock out some of these, like, theater ones that are still running. And I was surprised that I was like, I'm gonna have the theater to myself, and there was actually like 5 other people in there. I was like, why are these other people watching Zootopia 2 at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday night?
Yeah, it's a really cute movie. I thought Little Amelie was really charming, also as well. I'm just gonna come out and say it right now, and then I'll turn it over to the two of you. I'll just kick things off. My favorite, as well as my prediction for what is going to win this category, no doubt in my mind, K-pop Demon Hunters is walking away with this.
100%.
Say this thing is done before it even started.
It's going to get the Golden Award.
Yes.
Oh. If it doesn't, I think it'll be a huge upset. There's no way that it's not going to win, but if it somehow doesn't, I think everybody will be shocked.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. and I don't want to gloss over this category too quickly because there was a lot of other great content that came out of this category.
Mhm.
But K-pop Demon Hunters was just such a strong movie this year.
Mhm.
It became a worldwide phenomenon.
Oh, yeah. I literally went to I went to a little circus, like cirque kind of thing that pops up in town, once or twice a year. They come through with all the tents and set up in the mall parking lot. And they had like a whole K-pop Demon Hunters thing where they had like dancers like dressed up as them, and they did like a meet and greet and photos with kids at the event. Like it's everywhere, and merch, and like I do work with elementary schools and stuff, and still so many kids are just constantly wearing the shirts and the backpacks and the things. Just like,
Yeah.
oh, it's all about it.
All you had to do was look at Halloween last year.
Yeah.
Every kid that I knew was dressed as somebody from that movie. Then they all had the big purple braid. Like,
Mhm.
I was like, that's a done deal.
And I was late to the game too. Like
Mhm.
I didn't watch it, I think, until maybe a month or two it had released, and it had
Oh, really?
it had taken the world over at that point
Mhm.
Yeah.
already. And like to the point where I was working, what show was I working last year? I was working Colorado Springs Comic-Con last year, and our after party, because we always have an after party at every show.
Right.
And the DJ played one of the songs from the soundtrack, and everybody in the room like flipped out.
Know it?
And
Mhm.
I'm like, and knew it and was singing along. And I'm like, what is this? Like, I don't even know what song this is. And then it made sense when I actually watched the movie. And I absolutely loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't watch it until a couple months after it came out because I didn't know, like, I'm not an anime fan. So, like, I
Mhm.
didn't know, like, oh, K-pop, like, I don't know if that's going to appeal to me. And then I was like, all right, I'll just sit down and I'll watch it. And I watched it. And I was like, why did I wait so long
Yeah.
to watch
I
this movie?
cried.
I did
watched it.
too.
Yeah,
One of my
it's-
best friends was like, you have to watch it. And I was like, and I'm a big cartoon fan too. So I was like, all right, this doesn't really seem like my vibe. But she's like, no, you have to watch it. And I was like sobbing at the end. And I was like, okay, well, awesome.
Yeah, it's one of those, it took me by storm once I finally got to see it, and I was like, and I'm sitting here and I had to remember the character names because like as I was watching, I'm like, give me Rumi like
Mhm.
all freaking day. Like
Mhm.
she was my favorite one out of all of them.
Yeah.
Really? Zoe was mine, the little quirky one. She
Oh
was
no,
my
that's her. No, Zoe. That's
Yeah,
the one I
Zoe.
like.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. The little quirky one. But the animation style coming from the same studio that did the
Yeah.
Spider-Verse films and
Yeah.
everything, it looks great. The story is wonderful. The music is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't see how any other movie is going
Mm-mm.
to beat K-pop Demon Hunters for best
I
actor.
will say I did really like Elio.
I did too.
I thought it was a really
Cute.
cute movie. I understand why it got nominated. I understand like why it's probably not going to win as well. But I like as an adult watching a Disney movie, I was like, this is cute. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Elio, it wasn't the strongest for like a lot of Pixar
Right.
movies for me.
Yes.
But it was enjoyable. It was cute. I think if I have to give like a runner up, because I mean, yeah, I'm with you, Ben. Like K-pop Demon Hunters prediction and personal pick, like it was just
Yeah.
a
Mhm.
phenomenal thing. It was huge. But I actually ended my Oscars watch number 50, my final movie that I finally hit that 100% cross the finish line with Arco,
Yeah.
and that movie was absolutely adorable and heartfelt, and like I really enjoyed it a lot too.
Yeah. If I had to give my runner up, it's tough. I might say Little Amelie.
Mhm.
Just because I did find that movie really charming. But going back real quick to a point that you made about like why Elio was nominated too, it made me think of Turning Red from last year.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like it was the Pixar movie, but it was also the subject material that it covered, and I get that, and it made me realize Pixar usually does get quite a bit of
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
when it comes to the Oscar noms.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I mean, I don't know if Toy Story 5 is going to get it. I don't think Hoppers is going to get it either. Going into next season, but you never know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Any final notes on best animated feature before we move on to the next category?
Mm-mm.
All right, then
That one's pretty clear.
yeah.
Yeah.
Again, that was one that I was like, I don't know how much discussion we're going to put into this because we all probably feel the same way
Yeah.
on
Uh-huh.
this one. But that brings us then to the next category, and that is for Best Cinematography. The movies that were nominated were Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Train Dreams. Uh, Brandy, why don't you kick us off for this one with what movie stuck out for you out of this one? Which one was your favorite, and which one are you predicting is going to win?
For cinematography, my favorite was Train Dreams. I thought it was shot so beautifully. I have a lot to say about that movie, but the way that it was shot, like, really captured me. I found it was one of those movies that I watched that, like, there's his story happening, but then the way that it was shot and, like, the trees and the trains and the sounds and, like, everything else that was happening was also its own separate story throughout the years. So I thought that was really cool. I feel like that doesn't happen a lot when I watch movies. I'm, like, so focused on the actors and the acting and, like, what's happening in the plot that, like, I did find myself, like, really watching behind him as well.
Mhm.
So that's the one I think is going to win. But, like, for me, the runner-up too that I really liked, and I won't be sad if it wins, is Frankenstein. I thought it was just shot so well. It was so cool. I enjoyed it. And I didn't know, I say it out loud, I didn't know the story of Frankenstein.
Of Frankenstein? Okay.
Yeah, like, I knew he was a monster. I knew, like, of the characters, but so, like, watching it, that's the first time I've gotten, like, the whole story too. So I really got into it when I watched it.
Well, to be fair, too, the story of Frankenstein has been told a number of times, and every time has been different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I can understand not knowing the story of Frankenstein, because even this was different.
Right, than the book, right?
There were some. It was very close to the book,
Mm-hmm.
but there are some differences in this, particularly the ending.
Really?
So again, this is a little bit of a spoiler for. I will say, I'll tell you how the book ends rather than how the movie ends. There are a lot of similarities. By the time the creature finds Victor on the ship, Victor has already passed.
Okay.
So that whole interaction between the two of them does not happen
Oh.
in the book.
Okay.
And the creature also does not survive at the end of the book. The creature self-sacrifices by burning himself on a pyre. So again, it's different. Up until that point, though, the movie is pretty spot on to the book. So it gives it an ending. It gives it a little bit of a different ending. However, I understood why they did it, because it made it more of a. I'm not going to call it a buddy movie, because it's certainly not a buddy movie.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more romantic is the word.
Yeah.
Well, it
But
was like their love story and like a father-son type of
yes,
love
yeah,
story. So really, that's how they ended it, like, in a way, you know?
yes, yeah, exactly. And I'll tell you right now, just to kind of taper onto that, Frankenstein is my pick to win.
Nice.
Really?
Best
Cool.
cinematography, yes.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. Train Dreams, I think, was great. I have all the love in the world for Sinners. Sinners was my favorite movie of the year this year. Hands down. Since the day I saw it, it has been my favorite movie of the year. A couple movies have come close to being just as good, and we'll talk about them when we get to the Best Picture noms. But of these movies, I think Frankenstein just looks so well done in the cinematography, especially when you look at, like, the harshness of the northern exposure with the snow
Yeah.
and everything. Like, I just think Frankenstein just stands out so much
Oh, for sure.
when it comes to cinematography. So Sinners would be my runner-up. I would love to see no, scratch that. That's more for visual effects. Probably my runner-up will probably be One Battle After Another for cinematography.
Really?
Yeah. So, Pake, what about you?
Man, it's interesting because we're all kind of in different directions on here, but then circling a lot of the same things, because I love that you have Train Dreams as like yours, because same thing when I first watched that movie, because it's up for several different things, but immediately my thought was like, oh, I see why it's up for cinematography, because this is
100%.
this is cool. I think my personal pick, I am going Sinners. A lot of the scenes inside, like, the juke joint and stuff, and kind of that back half, and especially when everything really just kind of goes haywire, and just a lot of those really cool, like, set, setting up like where they're at and locations and a lot of that stuff. I think I just really love that. But it is a tough category this year.
It is.
I love that,
Yeah.
Frankenstein has a lot of that beautiful stuff. And since we're not covering them, I will say that is easily my pick for production and costuming.
Costume design for sure. Yes.
Like Frankenstein took those 100% for me.
Oh, yeah.
Easily. And so it's beautiful. But yeah, I think Sinners is my pick for myself. But my prediction, I think it's going to be one of many that one battle after another takes.
Okay. No, that's totally fair.
And there's a lot of good. My brain immediately goes to like the hills of road scene near the end.
This.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, I mean, and to anybody listening right now, we're covering cinematography and visual effects. And to anybody who might not be aware, I know some people might be like, oh, like they're kind of the same thing. And they're absolutely not the same thing. Visual effects clearly is like special effects, things like that. Cinematography is the camera work. It is all how the movie is shot. And Pake, you talking about Sinners and a lot of that stuff in the juke joint is making me kind of go back on it and be like, no, maybe Sinners is my runner-up. Because again, like I would love Sinners to win every award that it's nominated for.
Yeah.
There's a particular scene in Sinners, and it's in the trailer, so it's not really spoiling anything, but there's a particular scene in Sinners that I love so much, and it is when one of the brothers is turning and he's behind the door, but the camera is being shot up the door from underneath and you're looking up at him as he's leaning against the door. I'm like, that is such a masterful shot.
It's so cool. Yeah.
It's so good. So like now I'm kind of backtracking and being like, maybe Sinners is my runner up. I don't know, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
So any then final notes on anything for cinematography?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
All right. We didn't give any love to Marty Supreme in that category. There's some great stuff in Marty Supreme. I just don't think it's, it comes up to it. But that takes us now then into the next category, which is best visual effects. Movies that were nominated in this category are F1, Avatar, Fire and Ash, Jurassic World Rebirth, The Lost Bus, and Sinners. Pake, I'm going to turn it over to you to kick us off for this one.
Okay, good. I'll get this one out of the way. Personal pick and prediction, Avatar.
Yeah.
And I think as much as I do love a lot of the other stuff, I mean, Lost Bus, the fact that fire is one of the hardest things to do in CGI, and that movie was based
all fire
around that,
was
a feat within itself and was really great. Of course, Sinners had so many great like creature effects that you've got to do like visual effects and CGI and stuff for as well, and certain things. So definitely a lot of great stuff in there. But I think with Avatar, why I give it is like I said, because they can be immersive. Is the whole movie is mocap and visual effects and CGI for the most part, and yet when you do watch them and you kind of that popcorn flick and you're in there, you get immersed enough into it that you forget and you don't think about it and you don't care. You're like, no, this is a real world that exists and these are real people, creature things. And like, I think that they do a very well job because a movie that's that much visual effects, you screw one thing up and the whole thing seems to just kind of fall apart. And so the fact that it's nominated and holds up, you're like, that's a feat in visual effects. So within that alone, is it one of my favorite movies of the year? Absolutely not. But I think within this category, the work was done.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that was it one of my favorite movies of the year, because I'll be honest with you. When I watched The Lost Bus, I was into it because I like McConaughey. And it was a true story. It's based on a true story. So that drew me in enough. And the special effects are good. It's deserving of the best visual effects nomination. The movie itself, though, is not. I was kind of bored about halfway through. So, and then happy, obviously, that everybody gets out and, everybody survives. But I was kind of like, okay, like, I don't get this. I'm kind of bored with it. But, looking at some of the other nominations that are in this, Jurassic World Rebirth feels to me like they didn't have anything else to nominate.
Yeah.
Because the movie is not good.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not a great. I'm a huge fan of the Jurassic Park franchise. Jurassic World Rebirth is not good.
It is not even, and like I'm one of those people that like that's like a popcorn flick, as you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Like I could just throw that on and like hop right into the world like I never left it. And I love all the actors in that movie too. I'm big fans of most of them, and
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't know what it was. It was missing something though for me.
It just
Story.
feels like, yeah, it was the stories were I don't think I'm not even worried about spoilers for that. It's just like we have to have DNA from these 3 specific areas: land, air, sea. Why? Because the plot says so.
Yeah,
Right.
Because
It's
we
like-
need scenes.
like I get to go to a lot of screenings and review these movies in advance, and I like to think I'm very lenient towards my reviews. Like
Mhm.
I'll give movies that even if there's a gaping plot hole, like Indiana Jones and the what was it, Dial of Destiny, the last one that
Mhm.
they did. There's a huge gaping plot hole in that movie that most people miss until I point it out to them, and they're like,
Mhm.
and then they're like, oh shit, yeah, like what happened? And I'll save that for another thing. But even with a huge gaping plot hole, I still gave that movie like a 6 out of 10
Yeah.
because of the nostalgia and everything else about that movie. Jurassic World, I'm sitting in the theater, I'm like, I can't give this more than a 5.
Mm.
And I think my first line of it was, for a movie subtitled Rebirth, there is absolutely nothing new
Yeah.
in this movie. It's recycled plot.
Yeah.
So, but that's not what the category is about. The original Jurassic Park still holds up, and those
yeah.
visual effects are better than anything.
The power of practical effects.
Yes, and
Forever and ever.
and maybe that's just it. Like they're kind of gifting the Jurassic Park franchise these because it's dinosaurs and they're still doing it, but they're not doing it as well as they used to.
Yeah.
So again, it feels like they just kind of ran out of movies to put. in
I
this
keep
category.
saying that one of the reasons that it didn't work was because they didn't have BD Wong in it.
Though, yeah, that could have
Huh?
also that could
They
have
like took
so
that idea
true.
from like all 5 other movies and was just like, nah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like-
it kind of with the term Rebirth, it kind of felt like this was their opportunity. They were trying to reboot the franchise with this, keeping the roots but making it something new. But it wasn't anything new.
No.
So, but again, I digress. That is
So
not visual effects related. But looking at these other ones, my prediction, I hate it so much that I'm predicting this, but I think Avatar is going to win it because the movies are visually beautiful. They're visually striking. My pick to win, though, if I had my choice, obviously would be Sinners. But so I'm only going to go with the 4 that I've watched out of the 5. Avatar, I think, is going to win. Sinners would be my choice to win, but a really close second would be F1 because F1 was phenomenal. But I think F1 would deserve a better nomination in cinematography than it would in visual effects.
Yeah. It's
So-
because visual effects, because I mean, I know there's like, obviously, again, light spoilers or whatever, because a lot of the racing and stuff is all done practically. You have the cars, you have cameras, you have people in the cars.
Yeah.
There's the big wreck scene that obviously you're not pulling that off the way that you just naturally. Like there's a lot of visual effects stuff there that feels seamless. So like I get that. But yeah, what this movie needed was to wait a year when we get next year's Academy Awards, because casting was the new category for this year.
Yeah.
2027 Oscars will be introducing another new category with stunt work.
I can't wait. That's been so.
Yeah.
I was like, it's about time.
It's about time.
And I
Because
think this movie
Disney-
would have definitely been in that if there was.
Isn't it? Or okay, maybe not. Was it in the Actors Awards that they just did that Stunt was nominated? Stunt was because Mission Impossible won, but it wasn't televised. It was one of those like they won it on the red
Mhm.
carpet or they won it somewhere else. So like,
Oh, maybe.
I think they're slowly incorporating it, but maybe next year it's going to be like broadcast and like you're going to be able to watch the people who literally risk their lives
Yeah.
for this, like win.
Yeah.
I will say though, I do agree that it's been a long time coming for the stunt category. However, I don't know if I agree with waiting for F1 to be a part of that. Only because most of the driving was actually done by Brad Pitt and Idris Elba. I wouldn't want to see Brad Pitt get nominated for a stunt award against
so that
other
makes
stunt
sense.
performers.
Mhm.
The stunt performers should be the ones
Yeah.
nominated,
Yeah.
not an actor who did his own stunts.
Right. Yeah,
You know?
yeah, no, it's a good point there.
So, because Brad and Deidre are the ones that did most of the driving in that movie,
Mm-hmm.
which makes that movie so unbelievably good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that's also why I think it would have been better fit in a cinematography nomination because of the camera work of going in and out of the cockpit, the driver seats to the tracks and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe there just wasn't enough room because there was only 5 movies. So obviously not everything that deserves it is going to make it in there.
Yeah.
So, but Brandy, how about you for visual effects?
I'm gonna be hopeful, and I'm gonna say Sinners because that's the one I want to win, and I think it has. Just because I can't lie, just because you both said Avatar, and that is what's probably going to win. But I haven't seen it, so I'm gonna say that I will go with Sinners.
Yeah, that's what I wish. That's what I hope wins.
Yeah, I mean, the most nominated movie ever, all time, record breaking, and that's incredible especially for a genre movie, for a horror movie, for something like that. That's phenomenal, and I hope it gets everything that it possibly can. I will not be mad if it sweeps.
Me neither, not at all. Again, favorite movie of the year is Sinners. But any final notes on visual effects?
I think we're good.
All right, then that takes us into Best Director, and this is going to be an interesting one because I honestly think most of these people they all deserve to be in this category. But the nominees are Paul Thomas Anderson from One Battle After Another, Ryan Coogler from Sinners, I don't know I think it's Joachim Trier from Sentimental Value, Chloe Zhao from Hamnet, and Josh Safdie from Marty Supreme. I'll kick this one off, and I will say prediction and favorite is Coogler. This is a tough category this year.
Yeah.
Paul Thomas Anderson with One Battle After Another is going to be a strong contender to go against. And I'll also say Chloe Zhao with Hamnet is another strong competitor.
Yeah.
Because all 3 of those movies, I think, in my opinion, are the strongest 3 in this category. Some people might give it to Marty Supreme. I have my issues with Marty Supreme, which we'll get to when we talk about Best Picture. I'm going to give it to Coogler. I want Coogler to win, and I think he's going to. There's kind of been a little bit of a shift, like I said, in the way these awards have been going. One Battle After Another seemed to have the steam in the beginning, but it has since shifted to Sinners.
Yeah, that is true.
The early awards, One Battle After Another was doing really well, but the most recent ones, like the actors from the Screen Actors Guild, Sinners was cleaning house. Now they don't do director and things like that. It's all just actors. But I'm giving it to Coogler. I want Coogler to win it, and I think he actually has a shot of actually taking this one home.
He's got a shot for sure. Yeah.
Who wants to go next on this one?
I would say go ahead, you can go.
Yeah,
I have a whole thing to say, so
nice.
after you.
Yeah. No, I think actually he has a shot. But if I had to put money on it, and I'm making my prediction that I'm trying to get right, I still think Paul Thomas Anderson takes it.
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Now, my personal pick, I'm with you 100%, Ryan Coogler. I think should, and I hope he does. I love Sinners. It is also probably my favorite movie of the entire year. And so, yeah, that's if it was my choice, give Coogler everything. Throw him all the awards. Throw Sinners all the awards. But I don't know.
You're going to hear that a lot tonight.
Yeah. Being a horror movie, a genre movie that's a little different. I think when we still get to the Academy, when it comes down to it, when we're really giving the high awards to the directors and then films, Best Picture and stuff, it's hard not to say you give it to somebody like Paul Thomas Anderson and One Battle After Another. That is a staple.
Yeah, and sorry, I know you have something to say too, Brandy, but real quick, you're right. When it comes to these awards, this award ceremony in particular, horror, superhero, and comedy do not do well.
Mm-mm.
There are exceptions.
Marissa Tomei winning for My Cousin Vinny way back is a prime example of how comedy can pull ahead. And do it. Poor Things, I think even Poor Things is considered a comedy to some, and Emma winning for that is an exception. There are exceptions.
Yeah.
They don't usually tend to go their way though.
Yeah.
So
I will say this, and I'll just put this as a blank statement. I want Sinners Get Everything. Also, I think One Battle After Another is going to sweep most of these.
Really?
Sadly. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Because I'll say it out loud right now, like, I'm not a huge fan of that. Wasn't a huge fan of the whole thing. But, yes, I think it's going to be, I want it to be Kugler. I think it's going to be Paul Thomas Anderson, for sure.
I'll kind of piggyback on that because I'm with you. One Battle After Another is a great movie.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It is an actor's movie.
Yes.
It is
It's a popcorn flick, like we were saying earlier about other stuff. Like, I enjoyed it, but
I wouldn't even go as far as calling it a popcorn flick because, in my opinion, like, it is a movie that other actors love because it is acted to hell. Everybody in that movie acts the shit out of that movie. But I think story-wise, it struggles.
okay, so this is the best way I can describe it too. So I watched it, obviously. Me and my friends watched it. My friends were like, it was all right. My mom watched it. My mom has watched everything always with me. And she was like, she hated it. She was like, I wouldn't watch that movie again if you paid me money. But I was like, I enjoyed it. So yes, I agree with you on that. But it's interesting that like the non-actors, people were like, I don't get the hype of the whole thing.
It's an industry movie. That's the best way to put it. Rather than it's not a movie for actors. It's an industry movie.
Yeah.
It's people within the industry will appreciate it for what it is and enjoy it. And I think that's might be why you're right in that it is going to sweep a lot of the awards it's nominated for because these are industry awards.
I know it's kind of the self-aggrandizing of the Oscars a little bit. If you want to like kind of poke fun at it, is how many movies are awarded every year that are movies about making movies. You know, even though that's not what One Battle is, but like you just kind of see like how much there's so much of that goes on in the Oscars. Like they're making movies for each other, and so those are the ones that are going to win and be nominated the most.
And with Sinners, it kind of reminded me, honestly, this year of like what Barbie was. Like Barbie was such a everybody loved it. It had like thrown the box office like out the window. Everybody had gone and seen that movie multiple times. And I feel like I went and saw Sinners twice, which I am not that girl that goes to see movies more than once, usually like in theaters. And I went twice. Like I love Sinners, but I think it's going to have that effect again where everybody loves it and they're going to be shocked that they don't get as much as they should.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly think it's going to be I don't think any one movie is going to sweep. I really don't. I think it's going to be split. I think Sinners is going to take some awards, and I think One Battle After Another is definitely going to take some awards.
I was thinking if there's a underdog, just kind of shot in the dark possibility of like a crazy but very possible, because I thought about when I mentioned the movie about making movies, Sentimental Value.
Yeah.
I could definitely see them taking a couple awards.
This is what I'm interested in because I am on the opposite. I think One Battle After Another is going to take way more than anybody expects them to. I do. And I hope I'm wrong, but I do.
I wouldn't be surprised if you are right, but it's not where I hope it goes.
Me too.
It kind of is the vibe of the Oppenheimer of the year.
Yeah, which kind of sucks. Although Oppenheimer deserved it. I don't know, because last year when we did this, I think I had every award Oppenheimer was nominated for. I was like, Oppenheimer's going to win. I even said that when I was in theaters watching that movie. When I went to the screening of that movie, I was like, "Oh, this is going to win everything."
I'm watching Best Picture right now.
I think I'm watching the winner right now. Like, this is going to win an Oscar, and it did. And this year I can't predict it because like I went into Sinners and I'm sitting in theaters and I'm watching that movie, and anybody who has seen it, there is one scene in particular in that movie that I remember. I'm sitting in the theater watching it, and this is a conversation I could have saved for Best Picture, but I'm just going to get it out of the way now because you're going to hear a lot about Sinners. I remember going to see that on IMAX as a screening, And I'm watching it and I'm like, this is like great. Like, this is a period piece with prohibition, but it's got vampires. Like, this is such an interesting concept. It's beautifully shot. Like, you would swear Michael B. Jordan was two people because it's fantastically acted. And then there's one scene in that movie that I was legitimately in awe. And I'm like, this is a fucking masterpiece. And it is
I want to know what it is.
it's the
What
scene.
part?
It's the scene where all the music where he's playing in the
It's You Lied to Me, which again, because we're not talking about original song, but that's one of those reasons that one is like, so it was like between that and Golden, I like keep going back and forth because I'm like, Golden is the bigger song. It's huge. It's everywhere. But the actual, like, because even just the song itself, mixing in the kind of 90s hip hop like synthesizers and beats and stuff with the like tribal like music with the like Jimi Hendrix rock and roll, like, and it's all mixed into that song that's just this like juke joint like jazz thing, blues song, and you're like,
it's so good.
That's incredibly done.
And then you mix in like all like the history of music that's getting thrown into all of this with the visual effects of the building burning and Aborigines dancing and everything. And then you throw in the fact that Miles Canton learned guitar to play that song for that movie specifically. Like, I very rarely, so a little bit of insight to when I go to screenings, like I have to send them a first reaction and then I have to send them a review anytime I do a screening. And they send them off to all the studios. And the studios read everything. And then anytime you see a commercial for something and you say like, so-and-so says, and so-and-so says, if they see a line that they like, they will reach out to you and be like, hey, can we use this for marketing? And it's only happened to me twice. It happened to me for Mickey 17. And my line from period piece to masterpiece got used.
Nice.
For this movie.
That's
they
awesome.
took that line. So that's another reason why I'm kind of personally connected to Sinners. But like, it's just going back. I don't feel like the movie will be robbed if it doesn't sweep. I'll completely understand if one battle after another wins awards. I just hope it's not a clean sweep. I would love to see a year where it's not a clean sweep. Like everybody gets something.
You know what I will be mad at, and that's another category we're not talking about, but I just have to throw it out there because I'm pretty sure they're nominated for it. If Sinners doesn't win casting, that I'll be really mad about. Because I think the ensemble that they created, although it was Ryan Coogler that really created it, but like that's one of those that I'll be like, that's BS. That's total BS.
Yeah. I kicked this category off, right?
I think
so. Yes, I think I did. So I will turn it over to Brandy. We'll turn it over to you now for Best Director because I kind of took over.
So I do think it's going to be Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. I think that's who it's going to be. I want it to be Ryan Coogler, and kind of to go off what you said too. I would actually really love it if Chloe won. Chloe Zhao. Is that how you say her last name? Zhao. I think. Because I was just looking, because I watched Hamnet today for the first time.
As did I.
And, like, I just thought, like, the whole story was beautifully done. And it's such an interesting take on, like, a period that, like, we don't really know a whole lot about. And, yes, it's fictional. But I just think she handled it with such grace and did it so well. And, obviously, she's, like, the only woman in this category. So I'm going to root for her, of course. But I think it's one of those things, too, where she has made, like, history or something being nominated twice in this category at the Oscars.
What was the other movie? I don't remember.
She won for Nomadland.
Oh, what's the one? Is that her? Where they're living in a bus?
Yeah,
she's
it's Nomadland. Yeah, that was that.
Okay,
and she won for it. So if she wins, then I guess she like made history for winning two or something.
Yeah, and it's such an. I'll save it for Best Picture. I have thoughts on Hamnet too, but I'll save it for Best Picture.
Yeah. I was like, I had that, but let's move. Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to take us forever to get to Best Picture.
Yeah.
So yes, they're my picks.
Okay. Pake, how about you?
I think I went before. Yeah, we kind of got jumbled in there.
Did you? Okay.
I said I think it's going Paul Thomas Anderson, but I'd love for it to be Coogler. But if I had to put money on it, I think One Battle is taking that category.
All right. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm going to say any final notes, but I think we discussed everything that we could when it comes to director. But that's going to take us into the actor categories, and we're going to kick things off with best supporting actor. Nominees for this category are Benicio del Toro from One Battle After Another, Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein, Sean Penn for One Battle After Another. This is one of those categories I mentioned where we had multiple. Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value, and Delroy Lindo for Sinners. Who wants to kick us off on this one? Brandy, how about you kick us off on this one?
Okay, so this actually, out of all the categories, I think was the hardest for me to pick.
It's a tough one.
Because they're all so good. Like, they're all so good. There's not like a huge, ginormous there's not like, not a standout, but nobody has won like every award and like swept it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to, it's so hard.
Yeah, it's a tough category, this one. Like, I'm even
I will
looking at
say
the
this.
nominees.
Can I just give two? Because
Yeah.
I will say this. Benicio del Toro was the only one out of all of them that got me to belly laugh. He was so funny to me in One Battle After Another, but I don't know if that was him or if that was Leo. And like them back and forth made me laugh. And of course, Delroy Lindo. I wouldn't be mad though if any of them won it. Like, I thought Jacob Elordi was so good as Frankenstein.
So I will tell you, the Benicio stuff is a combination of both. Of him and Leo, because if you don't know the background to his role in that movie,
no,
so he was not written to be in the movie. They were already filming that movie, and they flew him in. Paul Thomas Anderson said, "Do you want to be in the movie?" And he's like, "Sure." So they flew him in. Almost every line of dialogue he has in that movie is improv between him and Leo, because there was no written dialogue.
Is it really?
Yes.
That whole scene where he runs in, I know we'll talk about Best Picture, I'm sure, but I just have to say it. When he comes in the beginning and when Leo's on the run and he goes, "Sensei, I need your help." I don't know what it was about that whole dialogue between well, he didn't say anything, but like it just I laughed for a good like minute about it. And I was like, okay, I can see why you're nominated for this.
Because he came in to just shoot some stuff while the movie was already written and shot. And it was pretty much everything that they did in the scenes that they shared together was improvised dialogue. And it was Paul Thomas Anderson and them being like, okay, do this, now do this and do this and do this. Like, it was all pretty much on the spot, everything that they did, which is why, in my opinion, the scenes with the two of them together are some of the best scenes in that entire movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's why I'm also really torn between Benicio and Delroy on this one. I think Benicio earned it with this one.
Yeah.
But man, Delroy deserves it. Not just because of his character in Sinners, but because he is an absolute legend in the industry.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to see him get his flowers so badly by winning this.
Has Sean Penn won other awards for this role? He has, correct?
I think he's won other Oscars for... Oh, you mean for this role?
For One Battle, yeah. He won. Didn't he win the Golden Globe?
I don't know.
So I was trying to think of who in this category had like won other ones to be like, oh, this won't surprise me. But I think it's been all over the place.
Yes, he has won several awards. Let's see. He won Best Supporting Actor at the SAG Awards. He won the BAFTA, and he won the London Critics Circle Film Award for it. So he's taken quite a few awards for that role.
Yeah.
Which means it could go to him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to him. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be disappointed.
No.
Yeah.
Because it's a really interesting role.
Yeah, for sure.
It's odd.
Yeah.
To say the least.
So, but Pake, what about you? What are your thoughts on this category?
I love what you guys have said. I mean, it's like you want to give love to a lot of those places, because even like Stellan Skarsgård and Sentimental Value gave a lot of like, that movie is emotional and great. It's just like, I don't know, it just doesn't hold to a lot of the other stuff going on, but have to give it, it's due. Yeah, Delroy Lindo, like you said, just like absolutely deserves his flowers. I think my prediction in a lot of what Brandy was saying, and then I think what you were saying about like the way that it was done adds to the fact that I think then getting a nom like that out of that, I think it's going to go to Benicio del Toro. That is my prediction.
I really hope you're right.
Yeah.
I hope it does go to Benicio del Toro. Again, like everything, when you look at all of that goes into that role, the fact that most of it was improvised, it was a lot of on the spot, you know, not cinematography. Oh God, what my mind is blanking. It's not choreography, but it's similar to choreography.
Yeah.
You know, Brandy would know better since she's the actress, but it's you know, it's that kind of thing where I I I I don't know. There's too many good nominations
Yeah.
in this category.
Prediction wise, I think it's going to go to Benicio del Toro. Although my personal pick might seem kind of like left field for you guys. Personally, my favorite is Jacob Elordi. And
Really?
this movie was my introduction to him. I've never watched Euphoria. I've never watched a lot of other things that he's done. Like, I've never seen him in anything. Like, I know the name. He's supposed to be the hot British guy, the really tall one. But like, this was my first time seeing him, and so not seeing that because he's got the creature, the makeup, and the visual effects, and all of this stuff going on, and he's covered a lot of the movie, and just seeing what he put into. I mean, he learned like ancient, like Japanese, like the was it like Bukaido or something, like to like that like dance move that like that's like the way he like moves his body because it's like a dance form that's supposed to like put across these feelings of like darkness and like sinister kind of stuff and like depressing thing, and like that he can like put that into his movement, and giving a creature that is supposed to be so dark and so tragic so much heart to where you fall in love with that character anyway, and you're like rooting for him throughout that movie. When it switches over to the monster's perspective, he's telling his story. You're like,
Yeah.
I want this guy to win in the end, whatever that means, however this like is best for him. And so for that being the first role I've seen Elordi in and being fully bought in, I'm like, I gotta hand it to him. That was incredible to me.
Yeah. Well, I think that kind of goes along too with how I said in the beginning at the top of this podcast about how they changed the ending of the Frankenstein story for the movie, because you're absolutely right. Like, it's beautiful the way it's told in the movie, and it wouldn't have come across as good if they would have stuck to the original ending.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I think that. Again, this is one of those categories. You look at all 5 of these people. They're all this is one of the strongest categories of the entire lot.
For sure. This was one of the hardest ones for me to decide on.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're all so evil. Nope, not the word I meant. Even, not evil. Even playing field. I feel like they're like in these performances all across the board. I'm like, yes. That all makes sense.
Yeah. This is the category that when I looked at the nominees and I saw Delroy Lindo and I was like, oh, that's who I want to win. And then I looked at the other ones. It's like, now wait a second, because that was great. That performance was great. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I will say real quick too, just to go off of what you were saying, Pake, about Jacob Elordi, is I was so impressed because I obviously am a 30-something-year-old woman. I knew who he was. I watched him in the kissing booth. I have been on the journey.
Yeah.
But like, I was so impressed with him in Frankenstein, not only because he was able to like, in so much prosthetics, you could read everything he was thinking and feeling.
Yeah.
But he is a very big man in the way of like, I think he's like 6'5", 6'4", like he's tall.
Yeah.
So for him,
because Oscar Isaac's not small, and he towered over him.
Well, and I was gonna say, I thought it was so in the beginning stages of the monster too. He made him look so small and so meek and so mild that you were just like, I kind of want to just like pick you up and like put you in my pocket.
That he
And then
played
he
it
would
childlike.
Yes. And like he would stand up and I was like, oh my God, you're gigantic. But like he did such a good job with it.
Cool. So then any final notes on supporting actor?
No, I love that we're all on the same page that like we won't be sad for whoever wins this
No,
one.
we really
they're all
won't.
This
so good.
was just overall out of like really all categories. I don't think there was a single film, short, documentary, anything that I watched that I felt was a horrible slog. That I actually had a great time with pretty much everything this year. I was like, everything was worth watching and I had a good time. So that's a good year.
Yeah. And this category too, if I had to equate it to anything, Pake, you'll understand this. This is when you and I did the top 5 Edgar Wright films.
Mhm.
And it was basically just put them all in my hand, throw them
Yeah.
in the air, and wherever they land is how the order goes.
That works for me. Yeah.
Yep. Like, there it is. However they land, that's the order. And, I think this is similar. I think just put them in the hat, draw one out. That's the winner. And I'm not disappointed in any of them. I have personal preferences why I would like to see some win. Like, again, I just want to see Delroy Lindo get his flowers for the actor that he is.
Yeah.
Especially because, and I'm gonna gripe for 1 minute. As if I haven't already done that on this podcast, this episode. There was a story, and me and a couple other critics and such had a conversation about this, because the industry is kind of shifting where a lot of agencies want influencers to go rather than reviewers, and it's becoming an influencer world, and we all kind of hate it because, no offense to anybody I know who might be an influencer, but half of them don't know what the hell they're doing. And there was an influencer that got the opportunity to interview Delroy, and he asked him. So you've heard of this. I'm going to paraphrase this because I don't remember the exact words, but he asked him something like, "What's it like to finally get recognition for being an actor?" And Delroy looked at this kid and been like, "Boy, I've been in the industry since before you were born."
He called it his breakout role.
Yeah, he called it his breakout role. I'm like, you just proved why influencers should not be doing this.
Yeah.
Because you don't know a damn thing that you're talking about.
No.
Like, yeah, he called it Delroy's breakout role. Like, what? Come on.
No.
It's pretty bad. Yeah.
I'm like, you should be embarrassed for yourself to have said those words to
And
a
you could tell
legend.
he was like offended. He was like,
I would have been too.
Yeah.
Again,
he tried not to be rude about it too, but you could tell that he was like,
who is this kid? Yeah.
Yes.
How did he get in here?
Yeah, because my reaction to that was, you're talking to a fucking legend in this industry, and you're saying this is a breakout role? Come on.
So bad.
Like, Jesus. All right. Anyway, time to move on. Next category is Best Supporting Actress.
My fave.
We have Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value. I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, so I apologize. Inga Ibsdottir Lilius, also for Sentimental Value. I apologize for that. Amy Madigan for Weapons. Wumi Musaka. Asuku, again, I'm butchering names. Masaku for Sinners, and Tiana Taylor for One Battle After Another. Pake, kick us off for this one.
All right. It's going to be like a skipping record, but like I said, it's just like, I feel like this is another kind of sweep year. And so again, money on the table, Tiana Taylor, One Battle After Another, I feel is my prediction to take it. However, again, you plugged at the top with Run for Your Lives, which we've covered a lot of these movies that fit in this over this season. So I love my horror movies and my genre stuff. I want Amy Madigan.
I
to
do
win
too.
So bad. I mean, the transformation into Gladys is insane. And you wouldn't even recognize her really. And it was just like, oh my God, so creepy and so well done and deserves all it. I'm surprised that she didn't get the makeup.
Oh yeah, the makeup nomination for that.
I don't know how that slipped through the cracks, but at least she got something. That movie got one nomination, and at least it's Amy Madigan's supporting actress role.
But you know what? She's been winning, which is
Yeah.
good. Like that shows you the relevance of it's the only nomination from that movie that got nominated, but it's winning that nomination because she just won the Screen Actors Guild award last weekend for that movie. And I think she's won a couple others for that one as well. Again, it's nothing against any of the other people that are nominated. But I'm with you. I hope Amy Madigan wins this award.
Yeah, like I'm putting so much hope behind her, and it's like, that's what I want. But it is like, again, money on the table where I was like, but if I'm watching next weekend and it's like, and the winner is Tiana Taylor, I'm going to be like, yeah, that tracks and I'm not mad about 100%. It. Like it makes 100% sense.
Yeah, exactly. Brandy, you're on the move, so I will. I don't know if I'm going to make you try and do two things at once of walking and sharing your
No.
opinion.
I'm so sorry that I'm all over the place.
No,
It
you're
is
fine.
It is the dog, and he's getting into everything. He was asleep for hours before I did this, and then of course now he's like, "Let's go."
I
Sorry.
have my cats trained that when this curtain is closed, leave me alone. They are sleeping. It becomes their own little haven behind the curtain
I
because they
love
can
it.
sleep in peace.
Mhm.
Because it is my living room behind this curtain.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't get. But my microphone is also so finely tuned that if my cat is literally at the floor meowing, you won't hear it.
Mhm.
So, but I'll turn it over to you for your thoughts on this category.
Okay, so kind of just like the supporting actor, this is for me was a
Mhm.
pretty stacked category as well.
Yeah.
I do agree with Pake in the way of I do think it's going to be Tiana Taylor. I'm confused, and that's all I'll put there. But I think she's gonna win, but I really want Amy Madigan to win. I thought she did a really, really great job.
Mhm.
Is your confusion with this the fact that her role was not that big in the movie?
No, because I'll put it like this, the person that I always think of when someone is in a movie for like 10 minutes and they get nominated is there is a movie called Doubt
Mm-hmm.
years ago.
Yep.
I think and Viola Davis got nominated. She's in that movie for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's her and Meryl Streep. And like that's what I always base it off of is I'm like I understand that. I don't understand. And I'm not usually like that. I don't understand.
You don't understand the nomination?
I do not.
Okay.
Mm.
No, it's totally
And I
fair.
love her. Don't get me wrong. Like I thought she played the character great. I like understood her motivation. I like understood it all. But I left there being like, okay, I'm very confused on why that is there.
If I can put something, yeah, because you mentioned like the Viola Davis, where it's like
Mhm.
it's impactful to the movie,
Right.
and it's like through the acting. With this, it's like like she's there for a little bit of time, but I think the most impactful, and again, spoilers a little bit for the movie if you
Mhm.
haven't seen it, but the most impactful thing that character does isn't really an acting thing. It's whenever she's turning all of her like accomplices in and stuff, but that's all done like as like just kind of
Yeah.
a montage.
It's a
and like showing,
montage, yeah.
you don't really see the acting, you don't see the character in effect doing
Mhm.
that. So I can understand that point. Yeah, you're like the actual things on screen that she does.
Yeah.
I mean, like there's the fight with Leo's character, like before she leaves. So there's some definite like great acting. She's a great
Oh, for
actress.
sure.
But like a lot of her like big parts that like into
Yeah.
the story of this movie aren't really her as a supporting actress. So I do understand that.
I mean, maybe it's the whole shooting a gun while acting.
There is that.
She looks do
It's
not get me
great.
wrong.
It's a great visual.
She looks
Yeah.
phenomenal. She looks phenomenal doing that. I like snapped. I was all about it. I loved it. But the rest of it, I was know what it was. I was waiting for her big moment. I was waiting for
Mhm.
in like that she was only going to be on because it's not a spoiler. Like you kind of know in the beginning like why the two of them are together, and then
Because she's
like,
not in the picture. Exactly.
right. Like you
Yeah.
know that. So I was waiting for her to leave, but I was waiting for that moment where I was like, got it. Yes, you do exactly what you need to do, and you run away and you take care of yourself. Like, but that moment for me never came. So I think that's what I was confused about. There was no like oomph moment for me.
Okay. No, that makes total sense.
But
But
I do think she's gonna win. So
so then who would you want to win in this category?
Amy Madigan.
Amy Madigan, yeah.
And weapons for sure. And she's won a lot. So I'm a little hopeful that it's like between the two of them.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah.
Saying there's a chance.
Yeah, it's so funny because I remember seeing Weapons, and when I saw Weapons, like I'm looking at Amy Madigan and I'm looking at Gladys, and I'm like, I know this actress from somewhere. I can't place her, like
Mhm.
because
Yes. Had no idea it was her.
It looks like Amy Madigan, but like, and it sounds like the voice is familiar. I'm like, I can't place it, and then it clicked. I was like, oh my god, that's Shanice from Uncle Buck, because that's who she was. She was John Candy's girlfriend in the movie Uncle Buck.
I love that she's married to Ed Harris, right? Too. I just love them together.
Is she married to Ed Harris?
Yeah. Yep.
Brandy, did
That's
you
her-
turn your video off?
I did for a second because I had to go reprimand the dog. But I'm back now. Here I am.
Okay.
Here I am.
No, it's fine. I'm just worried about how the recording's gonna be. Hopefully it doesn't cut your recording in
Sorry.
snippets. No, it's fine. I'll figure it out when I edit. I'm
Just
leaving.
boot me. Just boot me out of it if you
No,
have
and I'm leaving all this in because I like people to know what happens in the background and that Brandy can't commit to keeping her video on all the time.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. She does
Just
this.
don't want the dog to ingest anything where I have to take him to the emergency vet.
She does one episode a year, guaranteed. One of the biggest episodes of the year, and she can't commit to keeping her
know.
camera on.
I'm the worst.
Especially now that I'm doing video episodes of everything that I do.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I won't
all right.
move again.
If you have to do something with the dog, it's fine. So, any final notes on Best Supporting Actress?
I really did love Woomy too. I thought
I
she
did
was
too.
phenomenal.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. Great character.
Again,
And Elle Fanning, like the whole category I'm excited for, but Elle Fanning surprised me too. I think because I've loved her for so long, but she surprised me too.
Yeah. So, again, with Woomy, it's another one of those, I see Sinners and I'm like, yep, like,
Take them all, please.
take it.
Yeah.
Give her the award. But she's phenomenal in Sinners as well. So it's, again, it's another tough category where they're all deserving of this. And it could go to any of them, and I would not be disappointed in the very least. But that brings us on to, let's do Best Actor. And the nominees are Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio, One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, and Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. I'm going to say prediction and favorite, Michael B. Jordan. I know it's a long shot with Leo in a category.
Yeah.
Leo in a category automatically makes him the front runner, in my opinion. But Michael B. Jordan played 2 roles, man. 2 roles. And he did them flawlessly. Like to a point where you would swear they were 2 different people. I think for that reason alone. And he won the Screen Actors Guild Award last weekend. And I think he won the BAFTA for it too. So I think it has shifted. I think Leo's going to get a lot of accolades for this. But prediction, I think Michael B. Jordan's going to take this one. I think it's going to be a surprise. And I think he's going to take it.
I'd love it. He deserves it so much.
That's not to take away from any of these other characters. Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon is phenomenal.
Yes, I wanted to give like a shout out to that because I don't think he wouldn't be my pick or even my prediction. But Blue Moon was such an interesting movie. So just to like talk, because I mean, it's the only other thing it's up for is original screenplay, but which ties into, I think maybe it has a better chance there because the makeup wasn't great. You could tell he was wearing a bald cap through a lot of the movie, but what I loved about that movie was it felt like watching a stage play because it was all about dialogue and blocking. That's what that movie was
blocking. That's the word I was looking for earlier.
Where, he comes in and he sits at the bar and he talks with Bobby Cannavale's character and they have this conversation and there's then he gets up and moves and talks to the guy on the piano. Then he gets up and goes to the other room and he's having a conversation with this person and then goes back to the bar. It's blocking and dialogue driven movie. It's a stage play. And I loved that.
Yeah. It kind of took me back a little bit when you talk about the blocking and the way everything progresses through the movie. It's not identical to it, but it kind of took me a little bit back to Birdman. And how that was, because that also felt like it was something, mainly because of the seamless transitions between everything, felt like it could have been something that was a stage play, with consistently shifting backgrounds to make it work on stage. And Blue Moon, you're right, definitely does have not the seamless transitions like Birdman does, but that feeling that it could have just been something that they did on stage.
Yeah.
So I will give you my nitpick about Marty Supreme now.
Okay.
I watched the movie last night for the first time. So the last 3 movies I needed to watch were Begonia, Marty Supreme, and Hamnet. I watched Begonia and Hamnet today. I watched Marty Supreme and Frankenstein last night. Marty Supreme is a great movie, and Timothée Chalamet deserves accolades. My issue is that Marty Mauser is not a likable person at all.
Mm-mm.
He is. It's like like it's like when it gets to the end, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but when it gets to the end in that ping pong match in Japan, like when he's taking that guy on and he wins it, and I'm like, I wanted the other guy to win because he deserved to be beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that is the point. I mean, it's the Safdies. It's one of the Safdies, at least. So, I mean, I think this movie is similar to what it's Uncut Gems with ping
Mhm.
pong, where it's just watching a unlikable character continue to make terrible
Yes.
choices and spiral further and further and further out of control. And so I don't think you're supposed to like Marty.
Maybe
No,
that's
you're
the
not
case.
supposed to.
But I mean, if I wanted to watch unlikable people like fall further, I'd keep watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which I do. So I mean, you know, at least with them, it's funny and it's
So as somebody with so much boyish charm, so as I'm stepping on, you know, as Timothy Chalamet has, the fact that he can play that role to make you go, God, I fucking hate this guy. I think that's why he's my prediction to win.
Mm-hmm.
Even with Leo in there, Leo's also been in a lot of hot water for a couple of different things in recent news. So I don't know if that plays any into that or not, but I do see Timothy Chalamet kind of being the underdog and finally like nabbing this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Marty Mauser.
I don't know. I mean, you might be right. Like maybe you're not supposed to like him, and that's the whole point of the movie. Because there's a lot of different influences I saw in this movie, like with the ping pong and you know traveling the world to be it. Like I saw like bits of Forrest Gump a little bit in this, you know, because Forrest Gump played it. There was another movie that was on my head when I was watching it, and that for the life of me now I can't remember what it was. That I wanted to compare it to, but yeah, Marty is just like. When his again, spoilers, but when his girlfriend gets shot and he leaves her in the hospital,
Mhm.
and and the next day he's like on a plane to Japan. I'm like, you are horrible.
Yeah.
Like,
No, he is. He's a horrible person. But and I agree with Pake. I think Timothy Chalamet is going to win.
okay, all right,
like,
that's fair.
And I think this is how I've been doing these this year. Is I think Timothy Chalamet is going to win. I think if Michael B. Jordan wins, everyone will be super excited. And then my like random, what's that called? My like left field moment. Didn't Wagner Moura, the guy from The Secret Agent, didn't he randomly win like the Golden Globe for it? Was that movie?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I'll be shocked if he's like my shock value. Like if he wins, I'll be like, oh wow, I didn't see that one coming.
He's a great actor. He's fun.
Yeah, it's you know, you know, when you look at these moments, there are. You know, this year is one of those award ceremonies where there are people that I'm rooting for.
Yeah.
And if they win, I'll be incredibly happy. But if there are other people that win, I'll still be happy. Like, because yes, your performance was great. You know, was well deserved for the nomination. But then you go back a couple years to the year that Brendan Fraser won for The Whale and Ke Huy Quan won for like I was rooting for them so hard. I was like, I know there are other people deserving, but I don't care.
Right.
These are the two people I want to win. And when they won, I was in tears with happiness. This year's not going to be, I'm not going to be in tears over anybody who wins.
Yeah.
Do you know who I wish was in this category?
Who?
Is Jesse Plemons from Begonia.
Begonia.
That's who I want. I
Yeah.
really am sad that he did not get the recognition for that movie this year. Really sad about it, actually.
Yeah, because it's an interesting performance.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes. I know we're not like there yet about the best pictures, but like as we were doing supporting in this, I was like, he should have been in. I think he should have been in this category.
Yeah, but when you look at the nominees that are in this category, like who could you take out for Jesse to be in? Like I don't know if there's anybody you could have removed from this category. That just shows how strong of a category that it is.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say I was also a little surprised that Oscar Isaac didn't get a nomination
for Frankenstein.
For Frankenstein.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe these categories should go to 10.
Yeah. Just start putting them all to 10.
Yeah. Just nominate anybody you think deserves to be in the category.
Right.
Whether it's 3, it's 5, it's 10. Like one category will be 5, another one will be 7.
Yeah.
This year it's 6 nominees. Like if they're deserving of a nominee, put them in the category. You know,
at this point.
You know, because then we might get like best picture categories. Because we've had years with best picture since they've gone to 10 where you could tell they were purposely just filling spots.
Yeah, where they're like, we have 6 really great nominees, and then okay, we'll figure it out.
Yep. Yeah. We'll just put these other ones in and hope they get some attention.
Hope for the best.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, just fill the category. Put in as many as you think deserve to be in there. I realize that makes the ceremony go so much longer, but and you could be like the Screen Actors Guild and put it on Netflix where nobody cares how long you run.
Mm-hmm.
Because even like the Screen Actors Guild, there were two moments that made me cry during the Screen Actors Guild, and none of them were any of these categories that we're talking. One of them was Harrison Ford's Achievement Award speech, because it was one of the most humbling speeches I've ever heard from anybody who got an Achievement Award. And the other one was Seth Rogen coming up and accepting
we can't.
and accepting the award for Catherine O'Hara for The Studio.
Oh,
I know.
man.
When she won, I was already getting emotional, but then he comes up and accepts the award for her and just talks about how much everybody loved her. And I'm like, okay, done. I'm
Yeah.
crying at this point.
I think for me too, and which is going to be even wilder for me at the Oscars, is which happens in life, I understand. But this is the first year that for the Actors Awards, I knew a lot of the people in memoriam. A lot of them. And for me now, as being an adult, I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah, we're kind of both in a similar industry where we can be like that. You get to work with them because of being an actress in LA. I work with them on the convention circuit.
Right.
Michael Madsen has been at conventions. Anytime, now granted mine are more pop culture based, and anytime we lose one of those, I get emotional because I've met them. There are a number of people I've worked with in the past couple years who are up there in age, and when they go, I will be devastated.
Oh yeah.
Because I've worked with them. So I totally get you with the in memoriam for.
And for the actors one, it's all actors. So it was, you know what I mean? It was even more people that won't be in the Oscar one because they do everything.
Yeah.
So I was just like, whoa, I know a lot of these people.
Yeah. I was in the virtual press room for the Actors Awards last weekend, and I'm messaging back and forth with another buddy of mine who was also covering it and was in there. And I just admitted to him how I cried about Harrison Ford and I cried about Catherine O'Hara. And I was like, we haven't even gotten to the damn in memoriam yet. I'm like, I'm already emotionally weak at this point.
That was such a good speech though that he gave. Both of them actually. That was great.
But again, going back to my point, this isn't going to be a year where I'm going to cry over somebody who wins. Right. I'm going to be happy regardless. There are people that I'm rooting for, and if they win, I'll be happy. I'll be really happy. But I'll still be happy for people who win if it's not the people I'm rooting for, because there were so many great performances this year across the board.
Yeah.
So, I think we got to everybody for.
I didn't give my official, but yeah, because it says Chalamet is the prediction, but I think it's an easy, my personal pick. Again, if it's me making the call, it's Michael B. Jordan. The same thing. He played 2 very distinct characters that are twins and I love that stuff. So yeah, it's phenomenal.
He changed his face. That I found out the other day, and that's wild. That he gave himself dimples. How you give yourself dimples, I'll never know. But he gave himself dimples.
I didn't even know that.
The girl who's Woomy, who plays Stack's girlfriend and baby mama, whatever, his wife, whatever she is, she was saying that
Smoke's the other brother. Yeah,
he would physically. She was like, we never figured out how we did it, but one of the twins has dimples and the other doesn't, and that's not effects. He
crazy
changed the way that he smiled and put his face to give himself dimples. Michael doesn't have dimples, apparently.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
He should win the Oscar for that alone.
I know.
On dimples alone.
Yeah. And the award for best dimples actor.
So good.
Any final notes then on the best actor in a leading role category? All right. That takes us to the second to last category, which is Best Actress in a Leading Role. And Brandy, I'm going to have you kick us off on this one. Let me give you the nominees first. Sorry. We have Jessie Buckley from Hamnet, Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Renat Rinsvi, I butcher last names, I'm sorry, for Sentimental Value, Emma Stone for Begonia, and Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue.
So I believe that the person who is going to win this is Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, for
Okay.
sure. I do. And that's the one I just watched today, and I think she totally deserves it. I actually really like that movie a lot, and I think she plays like the grief and the love, and like I just think she did a really, really great job. If I got to pick, like, she wins the award, but this is like a little yay for you. I really liked Kate Hudson in Song Song.
I did too.
I liked her a
Yeah, me
lot in
too.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was one I saw a screening of, and I was like, I adore Hugh Jackman. It's not his best performance, but wow, Kate Hudson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
All right. Cool.
Pake,
I
how
think
about you?
I'm in the exact same boat, which is great. So yeah, I mean, a lot of love. So Emma Stone is just,
She's Emma Stone.
I mean, anything, and her working with Yorgos Lanthimos, yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be
It's
wild.
her thing.
And it's so great. So definitely, I could see her getting something. But yeah, my prediction, I think it goes to Jessie Buckley the same way. Hamnet was fantastic, and I didn't know what to expect. I really didn't, because like sometimes like romance kind of movies and period piece, I'm like, it can go either way with me. I don't think I've cried that much in a public theater. Luckily, I'm in the back row and I can throw a hood on and be like, nobody look at me, because that movie absolutely wrecked me.
Aw.
No, I'm go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish your thought,
Yeah.
and then I'll time
Yeah,
out.
I mean, obviously with the whole Hamnet of it all, with the little boy, but then even at the end with her at the play and like making the connections and see, God, I just like ugly cried in this theater, and I'm like, what is wrong? Like, it crushed me in like the best way. It was so good. And also, I think that might be my kind of pick for casting stuff. It's talking about not one actor playing like twins and stuff, but I love that the Jupe brothers, because
Yeah.
Jacoby Jupe, who played Hamnet, the little boy, was the younger brother of Noah Jupe, who played Hamlet, the actor who was playing Hamlet in the
Oh no, I
in the
didn't
play
know
at the end
that.
of the movie.
Yeah.
And so it's like, so
brother.
she sees like,
Oh.
so like in the realm of the movie, it's like, yeah, he's casting an actor who looks like his son,
God,
because
that-
the actors are brothers. Yeah.
That blows my mind that
Yeah.
you say that, because when I was watching the movie and I was looking at the actor who played Hamlet, I'm like, he really could be the older version of that kid.
Yep.
His older brother. Yeah.
He kind of was.
It was great.
No
Uh,
shit.
So yeah, want to give Hamnet some love there, and I think Jessie Buckley will take it. My prediction, but again, personal pick, and I wasn't expecting to go in with thinking that, but yeah, Kate Hudson. As much as
Yeah.
that, it's kind of just like, as far as like movies that are just like very Academy loved movies, like that movie doesn't like feel like it fits in the same circle as a lot of these other movies, but yet like the joy, whenever early in the movie when she's playing music with him and writing, working it on the piano, and they're playing songs together, meeting each other, hang out, to like the like fugue states and the aggression and like the mental like breakdown and spirals, and her playing all of it so well. I was like, yeah, that's honestly, I didn't expect it to be that good from her, and not that I don't expect that from her, but just within the realm of what I was going into the movie expecting it to be, and being like, oh no, there's some really deep, heavy emotional acting here. Great.
Yeah. Yeah, so Song Sung Blue was another one that I got to see in early screening, and the only reason why I really accepted it was because anybody who knows me knows I'm just a huge Hugh Jackman fan. I will watch almost anything that man is in. I mean, he might be the only one that would make me go see a Twilight movie in theaters. And even then I question it. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, I drink his coffee. Like, I love Hugh Jackman. I'm a huge fan. So I went to see that one because of that, but I was blown away. And for him, it's an okay movie. It's an average performance.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity for him to sing and perform.
Yeah.
Right.
But I was so blown away by Kate Hudson's performance in that movie that when I got out of that movie, a buddy of mine, another critic, texted me. He's like, "So what'd you think?" And I'm like, it's a good movie. Like, it's fun. He's like, "Any memorable performances?" I was like, honestly, I think might predict an Oscar nomination for Kate Hudson out of this. He's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, really." He's like, okay. He's like, I don't know if I buy that. And I'm like, we'll see. And then the nominations came out and she got the nomination.
Yeah.
And I was like, see, I told you.
No, she was so good. And that movie, honestly, like just up front, that movie's it was like a roller coaster. It's depressing. Like
Yeah.
it's definitely not a happy-go-lucky. So when I left the theater, I was also like, wow, that was a lot. But like she's all I thought about when I left. And I was like, okay, she did a really good job.
Well, I even asked my friend that I was texting back and forth afterwards. I even asked him, I was like, why didn't you go and see it? Usually go and see it. He's like, I didn't want to see a Neil Diamond biography. I'm like, it's not a Neil Diamond biography. He's like, it's not. That's how the previews made it look. I'm like, no, they don't. They clearly say he's an impersonator.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, but it's all about him and his dynamic with like his family and everything. Like, it's not about Neil Diamond. The music is prevalent.
Yeah.
But it's not about Neil Diamond.
Right.
He's like, oh, damn, I wish I would have saw it then.
Yeah, it was fun. I do want to make sure to give a little light to, even though it was one of my least favorite movies, just because it was a lot going on and I just couldn't connect to it mentally and emotionally. But Rose Byrne's performance in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Again, the reason I didn't like the movie so much is just there's so much anxiety going on that was just so disjointed. But her living in that was incredible. It was a great performance. I'll give her that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one too. And this is a category I think all three of us are pretty much in the same agreement. It's funny because the other night I saw The Bride with Jessie Buckley, and it's okay. In my opinion, it didn't.
It looks so like the trailer. I was like, I'm not even into these type of movies, and I want to see this movie.
It's an interesting concept, but it's not cooked long enough to be something really memorable.
Mm-hmm.
It's Frankenstein meets Bonnie and Clyde. Like that's pretty much what it is, and there's a lot of potential for that movie, but it's not cooked long enough. And nothing against Maggie Gyllenhaal for directing. Like that was the main reason I wanted to see it. But and Christian Bale as Frankenstein, okay.
Yeah.
Jessie Buckley as the Bride is great. But other than that, that was really my first real interaction with her acting that I could remember.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of had that sitting in the back of my head going into Hamnet today. And I was like, I just saw her in The Bride. I know this isn't The Bride, but let's see what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm watching the movie and I'm like, okay, like this is a great period piece about like more about her and their kids, less about William, but like it's other things. I'm like, but I'm not seeing where the emotion is. And then that happens.
I'm sorry.
No.
No.
No. And the moment, like I'm already like kind of getting a little choked up at all of it. And then the moment she lets out like that guttural grief scream, bawling.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, that's the Jessie Buckley I want to know.
Yeah.
And then you're right. And as somebody who has performed Hamlet in high school, seeing like even myself, like having read and performed Hamlet, seeing Hamlet kind of looked at in a completely different way, but this time in relation to their lives and all the grief that they were going through and how William Shakespeare adapted that into something else. Like, I'm like, this is fantastic. And so I'm right there with you. I hope Jessie Buckley, and I think Jessie Buckley is going to win this award.
I will say this is one of the categories where I was talking about earlier. I always like in Oscar movies where like when you watch it and you can pinpoint when the person is nominated, why they got nominated. Like the scene or like the reaction or whatever, where you can be like, that's what it was. And like, as soon as that scream happened, I was like, and there we are. There it is.
It wasn't even just the scream. It was the fact that it was that guttural scream of grief. And the moment that scream ended, it was like every bit of emotion she had left her body with that scream because she was blank after that. And I'm like, Jesus, like I can't even picture where you went mentally to do that. So clearly, if anybody listening has not yet seen Hamnet, you need to watch Hamnet.
Yeah, that was the movie again, because we'll get to Best Picture in a little bit. So I'll save this because we'll get to Best Picture a little bit. But
We're getting ready to go into it
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
So any final notes on? But I'll also say too, I would not be disappointed if Kate Hudson wins.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm right there with the two of you. Jessie Buckley for the win. Kate Hudson is a honorable mention. I would love to see her get it for this as well.
Mhm.
Any final notes on Best Actress?
Mm-mm.
Okay. This is the big category then. This is the last category we're going to cover. The 10 movies that are nominated for Best Picture: Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams. Now, we've already discussed a number of these movies. But Pake, I'm going to turn it over to you
Okay.
to kick
Which
things off.
then it leads into what I was going to say. So
That's
it
why
works out.
that's
Yeah.
turning it over.
because I saw Sinners way earlier last year, when it came out, and was immediately like, for most of the year, I'm like, oh, this is going to be the best movie of the year. This is my favorite. It's going to get it's going to get these awards. It's going to get, and then even when Oscar nominations came out, I was like, well, it's got to be Sinners. Sinners is going to be my favorite. And as I'm watching all of these other movies and checking them off the list, I'm going, nothing's beating Sinners. Nothing's beating Sinners. And then, as I said, I'm watching Hamnet in theaters, crying to death. And I'm just like, and the wave of emotions from like that, I just like had gone on that journey watching that movie where I really had to sit and go, fuck, is this my new favorite movie of this year? Did it really beat Sinners in my mind? And I had to go over and over a little bit. Eventually, no, Sinners is still, I think, on the rewatchability factor and just everything, the music, the acting, the production, everything. I was like, Sinners is just a modern masterpiece in so many ways.
Yeah.
So Sinners is my personal pick, my favorite movie of the year, not even just Oscar nominations, but just in general. My favorite 2025 movie, I think, is Sinners. So that's my personal pick. I think if it wins, that's incredible. It's got all these nominations, but I don't know if it will win Best Picture. Again, just being the betting man on the way that the Academy kind of tends to work, the sweep, and I'm like, I feel like One Battle After Another is going to win. Do I want it to win? Not necessarily, but if I'm going to be a realist about it, that's my prediction. But Sinners all the way, and then if Hamnet takes it, I will also be incredibly joyful about that.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say this. Since there are 10 movies in this category, we'll pick 3 that
Okay.
we would be happy if they win this category, which you in essence just kind of did, Pake.
Yeah. Well, I say if 3 that I would be happy, because again, like I think One Battle will win. I don't necessarily hope for it. So if there's a third that I throw in there, then Frankenstein was also
Okay.
a top tier movie of the year for me.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll do that. Which one movie do we think is going to win? And then what are 3 we would be happy if they won this category?
I like that.
So which you did. So Brandy, then I'll turn it over to you then for that.
So I'm kind of the same with him. I think One Battle After Another is going to win, and then my 3 that I want to win and that I really loved, it would definitely be Hamnet. It would absolutely be Sinners, and I really actually liked Sentimental Value. If
Okay.
that somehow snuck in and took it, I don't think I'd be
Yeah.
like, oh man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sentimental Value was another one of those like sleeper movies that just was really well done, and I don't think has been getting as much attention, obviously,
No.
as One Battle After Another, Sinners, Hamnet, and such. We really haven't talked about Begonia much at all, with the exception of Emma Stone's nomination and Jesse Plemons' performance. Which, I mean, you look at Yorgos as the director. Emma is like his good luck charm when it comes to his movies. Even Jesse has been, was in Poor Things with Emma as well. No, was it Poor Things or was it the what was
He was in Kinds of Kindness.
Kinds of Kindness? That was the other one. Yeah. But that movie, man, I watched that today, and I kind of predicted the ending because there was a part of me that was kind of like, what if it's true?
There's so much yes, but no, but maybe yes, but maybe
Yeah.
no, but maybe yes. Do that whole movie.
I flipped a lot, and I'm like, what if it's true? Oh, no, it can't be true. Maybe it is true. No, this can't be real. Wait a minute. No, it was like the whole time I'm like, I don't know where this is going, but like that's what drew me in
Yeah.
to it until it got to the end. And then, and then I will just say the first scene in the closet. I was like, did that just fucking happen?
It's so good because you don't know what's gonna happen, and it's so good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
But everybody in that movie was great, but Jesse and Emma especially were just so phenomenal.
And the
in that
other
movie.
guy whose name, because obviously Emma and Jesse are powerhouses and like steal the shows, but like I don't know his name, but it's his first ever movie.
It's his first
and
movie.
I thought he did so good.
I wish I could,
Well,
pull his name from the thing, but I don't have it because it's the same because he's actually like on the autism spectrum, and like Yorgos Lanthimos wanted to make sure to like really, if that's the character is going to be autistic, to make sure that representation is done well, and finding him and having him in that role, and it felt so great to see him.
And I think a couple of his lines are improvised. Like he just said them and they kept it in. And I just find when that happens so endearing when like it just is like you can't help it. Like I think it's when they're at the table and he has to get up or something. And like it was just so good.
Oh, so he had such a natural chemistry with Jesse Plemons. Like it was fantastic.
Aiden Delbus is the actor's name. Yeah.
This is one of the first, I can't lie, I think Yorgos is too smart for me. And I say that as like, he's one of those directors that like, I watch his movies and I'm like, I feel like I'm supposed to really understand what's happening. And most of the time I don't. And I can openly say that. I don't really understand most of his films.
He's along the lines of like an Ari Aster, where like
again, another
the
one
movies
where
are
I'm
just,
like,
they have a particular tone to them that you either get or you don't.
Yeah, this one I got, and I think that's why I enjoyed it. I was like, I'm on the same page as everybody else for once with this. Got it. We love this.
I don't know if avant-garde is the right word, but you do kind of have to go into one of his projects, one of his movies. You kind of have to just be ready to dive into the absurd and live in it because
Did he do the Killing of the Sacred Deer? Is that him too?
He did Killing of the Sacred Deer, and he also did The Lobster. I loved The Lobster a lot.
The Lobster, yep.
See, like maybe The Lobster a little bit, but like the other ones, I'm like, he's too smart for me. But I was excited that I liked this one, and I really understood what was going on.
But I mean, you look at like Kinds of Kindness and Poor Things with him and Emma working together, you kind of already know what you're getting into when you go into Begonia. You're like, oh, this is going to be weird, but click the remote and I'm ready for it. Like I'm all in for it. So yeah, like that was another one that I'm glad I saved that to the end because that was such a just interesting watch to go through. But I'm kind of with you guys on, unfortunately, I think One Battle After Another is going to win it because, like you said, Pake, it's kind of the industry thing.
Yeah.
It's that movie that industry people like, and this is an industry award ceremony. So I think it's one of the reasons. I mean, because that's why you look at the Screen Actors Guild Awards where Michael B. Jordan won. That's voted on by the actors.
Yeah.
The actors are the ones that vote in that category. This is by the Academy, which is filled by all different types of people. So the voting system is very different for the Academy than anything else. And I think it's going to lean towards One Battle After Another. But if I had to pick my three, Sinners, obviously. Hamnet, I didn't think would be in there until I watched it, and now it's in there. I'm going to go with a major, major underdog for my third one, though, because it's another movie we didn't really talk a lot about. F1 was probably my second favorite movie of the year. But that's
really
I'm an adrenaline junkie.
Oh.
So you give me a movie that's basically the Top Gun Maverick of F1 racing, because that's exactly what that movie is.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's Top Gun Maverick in F1 cars. Well, F3 cars, because they didn't actually race F1s for their own safety. F1s were too hard or pushed too far. But yeah, like I wouldn't put Marty Supreme in my top.
No.
In my top ones. Sentimental Value was great. Train Dreams I'd even put up towards the top. At Frankenstein I'd put too, but like as much as I love Begonia, I don't see it being a Best Picture winner. Again, I think One Battle After Another is going to win it. Would I like to see Sinners win it? 100%. Even
I think
Hamnet.
that's gonna be the battle this year is between the two of them from like we said earlier, like for most things. And like it will be interesting to see like what wins and what doesn't.
Well, like I said,
categories.
I hope this is a year where there's no clean sweeps. I want to see everybody get a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
I want to see Jesse win for Hamnet. I want to see Michael win for Sinners. I want to if one battle after another wins Best Picture, then Michael should win for actor. Jesse should win for Hamnet. Like everybody gets something
Yeah.
out of this year because they all deserve
Because
it.
they're all so different too. Like if you really put them next to each other, like none are the same.
No, you're absolutely right.
Like there's none that I'm like, oh, these are kind of like thrillers and these are kind of like really heavy dramas and these are because I think they're also vastly different. Like there's a race car movie. Like let's put it at like the very basic. There is a race car movie up for Best Picture at the Oscars.
There's nothing basic about that movie, Brandy.
I did watch it. I did enjoy it.
I get what you're saying.
But like, do you know what I mean? It's like when you put them at like their basic level, it's just like, wow. They're all vastly, vastly different.
It's so funny because I recently bought, and I realize people listening are not going to get this, but people watching will. I recently got an Oculus. And when you can watch movies on the Oculus through like the apps. And when you watch a movie on Oculus, it basically becomes an IMAX screen, like your own personal IMAX screen, because you can set it to be huge. And the first movie I watched on my Oculus was F1. Because I was so immersed in it by watching it that way. But again, that's what makes it so different is, with the exception of maybe Avatar, it is one of the most immersive movies that is in the list of all these different films. So you're right. There's so many different movies. I have dust bunnies flying around from moving my Oculus. There's so many different movies that are tonally different. Yeah. And like I said, I just want to see everybody get at least a sliver of the pie.
Yeah.
I don't want to see anything sweep.
Like that's why I want Train Dreams to win cinematography. Because I'm like, for me, I think that if there's any movie like that, if there's anything that movie could win, it would be that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I would be okay if they won that because they deserved it and it was a really pretty movie.
Yeah, it was very gorgeous to watch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Of the categories that we didn't mention, we still have without the documentary and the short ones, we have Best Production Design, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Original Screenplay, Costume Design, Film Editing, Makeup, Hairstyling, Sound, Original Score, and Original Song. We're not going to list all the nominees of everything, but real quick, if anybody has anything that they kind of want to bring up that they would like to see from any of those categories, we can.
I will say this, that I will say I think Frankenstein, for a lot of the technical stuff, is if it's nominated for it, I won't be surprised if it wins. For like makeup, hair, prosthetics, like costuming, like all of that, I won't be surprised if they sweep a little bit in those categories.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I want to see Frankenstein win costume of any of them. That's the one I want to see them win.
Yeah, because I think I mentioned earlier, costume and production, Frankenstein were my picks. Because I mean, Guillermo del Toro with production design, because practical sets, he builds these sets. That tower was a mini, and then on the inside, all of the like pieces of like the electronic, the equipment that he uses to bring the monster to life is all practical sets, and all these everything was built in these worlds they can live in, and there's not much any green screen and CGI in those sets.
On that note, I can tell you right now, you're probably going to see Project Hail Mary get nominated for some things next year because of the fact that the director recently came out and said there are no green screen effects in that movie.
Nice. Yeah.
Everything is practical set. The ship.
I love that they're doing that again.
Everything was built. There are no green screen effects in that movie.
Yeah.
I will always say that is what made
there are special effects, but no green screen used in that movie at all.
But I will always say that is what made Jurassic Park as scary as it was.
Yeah.
When that T-Rex stood up and you realized that it was real, even as a kid, I was like, nope.
That movie,
thank you.
That movie scared the hell out of the makers of that movie.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know the story, at one point it rained and the dinosaur started acting on its own. Because it got wet. And started
Gremlin.
It were literally gremlins in the T-Rex.
Oh my God.
And I can't, Daphne would know better. What the hell's the name of that T-Rex? It hasn't been.
God, she'll punch me if I don't say it right away. Because it's not Rexy. There's another name.
I know. And
Bruce is the shark from
Bruce is the shark
Jaws.
from Jaws. Now I'm going to look it up because it's going to bug me. And if Daphne's listening, she's going to kill me. Because she knows it.
She's screaming right now at whatever.
Oh, no, it
listening
is
device.
Rexy.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Rexy.
I thought
Look at
there was
you
like
guys.
another name, but maybe there was. Yeah.
Roberta.
Yes, that's
So
it.
it's
Sorry.
it's nicknamed Roberta, but in expanded media, it's known as Rexy.
Yeah.
Roberta. It's so good.
Yeah, is the female T-Rex from the Jurassic Park movies.
But I do love the practical is coming back. As it should
Yes.
be.
Yeah.
Always important. Which is makeup and hairstyling, because you mentioned Frankenstein. I think that's what's going to win. I want to give a little shout out, and body horror is the thing that messes with me the most. But Ugly Stepsister, the makeup and hairstyling in that.
I didn't see that one.
Holy cow!
That was one I watched purely on the name alone.
Yeah.
because of the fact that when I watched the trailer, I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Like with the biggest eyes in the world, I'm like, "What is this? And when can I watch it?"
Yeah. So makeup and effects on that, I really enjoyed that. Score, Sinners.
Yeah.
Just because I keep all of this stuff anyway.
Of course
the ones that are interesting. So I think just the screenplay, so the writing awards. My screenplay picks, just real quick without going. So original screenplay, I have Sinners for both. It's my favorite, and I think it should win, and I think it will win. And then for
I have
adapted,
a question. 2 seconds. Which one is the one where Ryan Coogler wrote it?
That's original.
That's original
Yes.
screenplay.
The
Yes.
other one is from a book or something.
Yeah, you take it from a book or a play or yeah.
Yep.
So original screenplay, I think Sinners should and will. And then on the adapted, I think One Battle After Another will take that because that is based off of a book.
Oh, it is.
Yep.
But my personal pick is Hamnet. Because also is a book.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Well, I mean, and again, Frankenstein is nominated under that too because it is adapted from a book. And in my opinion, as somebody who has seen like the Robert De Niro Frankenstein, the original back from the Universal Monster era, like it is one of the best adaptations of the original Mary Shelley book that there has ever been. Because again, it follows it pretty closely with the exception of the ending. So
I love that Begonia is nominated in adapted screenplay. It's not from a book. It is actually kind of a remake of an older Korean movie.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened because remember I was saying Yorgos, him and I are friends. I'll watch his stuff, but I'm not really always on the same page. Apparently the OG, the Korean guy, was supposed to direct. He wrote it and then was supposed to direct it, but something happened where he couldn't. So he handpicked Yorgos to do it and was like, that's why I think it's so vastly different that I understood it and I could follow along. But I forgot that it was an original. It's from original Korean movie or something.
Can we go back 30 seconds? Did you say you're friends with Yorgos?
Not like that. We're friends. Joke. We're friends. I'll watch your stuff, but
Oh, gotcha.
No.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if you were because I mean, you're in the scene, so it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Not like that. No, I don't have his number. No, not yet.
Never know. Could have met him randomly in a coffee house or something. Never know.
One day.
Yeah. So, any final notes on anything, anything you feel got snubbed that isn't nominated for anything that should have been or anything like that?
This is just a fun, girly question that I'm going to make you both do. Who do you think's going to be best dressed?
Ooh, that's
right. Who do you think you're going to be wow?
Coleman Domingo's not there this year. So.
I know. Damn. Because I would have gone with Coleman instantly. I think there's a chance Michael B. Jordan's going to be sporting something
really
interesting
nice
because he usually does. Michael likes to look good.
Emma Stone usually does something too.
I was going to say she does something too.
I wouldn't be surprised if Timothée Chalamet is wearing something weird.
My pick was Kate Hudson. I think she is so thankful and excited to be there that she's going to go all out.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's her first one. That she's I know it's the first one she's been nominated for, but I don't know that she's been there a lot.
I will say maybe Arden May and Ji Young from K-pop. may also
Oh yeah.
be, because this is their first time
Yeah.
at the Oscars too.
Yeah.
As well as the singing voices, and I can't remember their names.
Yeah.
Whoever the girl who plays the middle singing voice, not Zoe, not Mira.
Mira?
Her. Her outfits are always outrageous, and
I've seen like Met Gala and all kinds of
she
stuff.
was like she was like a bow. She
Yeah.
was like a physical bow multiple times. Like her outfits are always outrageous, but they work. And she's someone I think I'm gonna like look for this year.
Yeah.
If he's there, because if he's there, he would be there with K-pop. It could go either way. He could either play it normal or he could just do something weird. But Ken Jeong,
Yeah.
maybe. I could see him doing something interesting, being his
Yeah.
first time at the Oscars.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. That
Or
was
he
just a fun little question that because like it's such
No,
an
it's a-
interesting year for people.
It's a great question.
Yeah,
It was a
honestly,
great
I could
question.
Bunmi Masaku, I could see just coming up stunning.
Mm-hmm.
Is there? Yeah, that's another one too. Is there any kind of, I can't remember. Is there an achievement award at the Oscars, like a lifetime achievement?
No,
I didn't
not
think
usually.
so. I think it's usually the Golden Globes that does it,
Mm-hmm.
and now
Now
the Screen Actors
actors,
Guild.
yeah.
Yeah, and the actors. Yeah, I didn't remember they were doing anything for that. Who do you think?
Are they
It's-
singing this year? The Oscars? Because I know
I
last
don't
year
know.
they
They
sing
didn't
the
last year, and I was
songs.
so annoyed with that because that was one of my favorite parts was hearing all the original songs throughout the night.
Right. And we
Yeah.
got Adele Dazeem because of it.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not?
Dazeem.
I'm just always
Wickedly
like,
talented. Oh,
Adele.
God.
Adele Dazeem.
So, okay, how many people do we think Conan O'Brien will offend in the first 5 minutes?
Oh, I forgot he's the host, isn't he?
Yeah,
Mm.
Conan's hosting this year. Actually, I think Conan will play it pretty safe.
Is he allowed to host? He was in one of the movies.
Oh, that's right, he was. He's in If I
He
Had
was
Legs,
If I Had Legs. Yeah,
I kick you.
he's her
Oh.
therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess because he works with her there.
Well, but he's not. He himself is not nominated in the movie.
He's not. He doesn't have any nominations. No.
Yeah. So, oh my God, that would be hysterical though if the
I'm
movie
trying to
itself was
think of
nominated.
what the joke's gonna be. He's gonna make. They always do. He's gonna make one bad joke, and I'm trying to think of what. If it's gonna be political or something else. Probably political.
I think they probably went with Conan because he's the least political of most
Yeah.
of the other people they could have
Mhm.
gone with.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see the way he goes.
Well, I mean, we did have what's his face, Seth MacFarlane. Is that the Family Guy guy
Yeah.
that sang about women's chests? She had a
Yes.
whole number about
Yep.
women's boobs. So
Wait, how long ago did Seth MacFarlane host the Oscars? I forget. Was
it was a while ago.
It's
'cause
been
I
a
think,
while.
I think J-Law was nominated for her second Oscar at that point.
Do you guys? Since we're on this topic, do you guys have a favorite Oscar host?
Whoopi. Just because I remember her, that's my first one that I remember watching. I remember her coming down from the ceiling for Moulin Rouge. It's
Okay.
like one of the first ones that I remember.
I
was-
really liked Conan last year, and Kimmel is like a 50-50. He's like really great, and then it becomes too much.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember. I think this was a Kimmel hosted one, but I remember Cena coming out for costume
Yeah.
design, and he
Mm.
wasn't wearing anything. Like he
Yeah.
was legit nude behind the card.
Yeah, I remember the one with Kimmel.
That was a Kimmel one because Kimmel was
Yeah.
the one that asked him to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kimmel's the only one who can somewhat get away with having Malala interact with Cocaine Bear and turn it into a joke.
I did like where they did it a couple years where there was no host. And it was just
Mhm.
like actors and different, like came out and like did a little
Yeah.
bit and was done. I did enjoy that though.
Yeah.
I will say Tina Fey and Amy Poehler
Yeah.
were fantastic hosts. I also really like Steve Martin back in the day when he
They-
hosted as well.
Amy Poehler and Tina Fey never hosted the Oscars, I don't think.
They didn't?
No, that was their bit that they did when they didn't have a host. And they're like, we're going to stand here
Ah.
and tomorrow when they take pictures, they'll think we hosted.
Wait, so what did they host? Was it the Golden Globes?
Or the SAG Awards?
No,
One of the two.
they've hosted something before.
Yeah, it's either the
Um,
Golden Globe or the SAG Awards.
I could have swore it was the Oscars. You're probably right.
Mm.
Well, Amy Schumer Regina Hall and somebody hosted all together.
It was the
Oscars.
Golden Globes.
It was.
Tina
okay.
Fey and Amy Poehler have hosted the Golden. They did it 4 times.
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah.
Because they make that George Clooney joke there, and it cracks
Yes.
me up every single time
Yep.
about his wife. It's so good.
Yeah. Okay, so I had them confused. It wasn't the Academy Awards. It was the Golden Globes. All right. Okay, so they were great at the Golden Globes.
Yeah. They would be great together as the Oscars.
Yeah.
I would watch that.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Yeah. So I really have nothing else to add with anything that we've talked about with the Oscars. What about you guys?
When you go back and you watch this again, did you write down I want to know who won.
I will as I'm editing because I'm going to
You
post
let
it
us
on.
know.
I'm going to post it on social media. Our picks
Okay.
too. So
I'm
people can
excited
follow along.
for this year because I always work on Sundays, and so I have it recorded and I have to just stay off my phone, and then when I get home from work I watch it late into the night. But this year I got off work and I actually got invited to an official Oscar party.
Oh,
Like not
fun.
official like as the Oscars, but like a party at somebody's house where they're doing like the whole shebang. And I'm stoked to like be around other people and watch it live in the moment.
It's
Be like, what
so
did
much
we
fun.
think? What did we?
Yeah.
So the show that I work for, our staff party is Saturday night in Providence, Rhode Island. So I will be in Providence because I have to go to the office on Monday, which our office is also in Massachusetts. So I will be out of town all next weekend. And when the Oscars are happening Sunday night, I will be at a business dinner.
Oh
so
man.
I will not be able to watch them as they're on, which sucks. But I'm going to record them on YouTube TV and I will watch them when I get back to the hotel.
Stay off social
I will watch
media.
them.
Yeah.
Because they will be ruined.
Yes.
I'm okay with missing the first half.
Mm-hmm.
I can just look at those awards or anything like that.
Yeah.
The big ones are towards the end of the show anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't usually happen until like 9:30, 10 o'clock as it
Right.
is.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I'll be back to the hotel by the time the big ones happen.
Right.
I will say though, because the ones we were really hung up on a lot were like the supporting actor
And
and
they're the
actress.
first
they do
couple.
them
And they start
first.
with those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the ones I'll have to go back and watch
Mhm.
when I get back to the after. I'll start the Oscars as soon as I get back to the hotel, finish it out, and then go back and watch the other stuff in the beginning. If I
It's
don't,
a year, guys. This is going to be something.
this is a tough year.
Because, like you said, so many other years, we're all like, there's definitely a sweep. Like, we know who's going to win. This is,
Yeah.
I think I know, but I'm also like, what if it's not?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I feel like I don't know. Like I feel like I'm confident because this is the first time in a while I've actually gotten to watch 99% of the movies
Yeah.
we talked about. I didn't watch a lot of the documentaries or the shorts just because I just didn't have time. But of the categories we covered, I watched all but one movie, and that was Avatar. And the only reason I didn't watch it was because I didn't have access to it.
Mm-hmm.
It was already out of theaters and it wasn't streaming, so I couldn't watch it before the ceremony. Now watch, it'll release in like 2 weeks.
Of course.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
at
It's
that
like
point,
end of March.
yeah, and at that point, I won't care enough to watch it anymore because the awards are already over.
It's what I always do with like, because it's this Oscar death race is watching everything. Is like, that's the day that nominations come out. I'm immediately checking screening times and anything that's still in theaters, I knock out that week.
Yeah,
Like,
I follow you as well as
Yeah.
the movies because you are on a quest every year
Yeah.
to do
I love
this.
that you do that. I do. I'm so impressed that you're able to do that.
It's a lot of fun. It's an undertaking. Like you said, like the documentaries, it's like usually the part that I look forward to the least. Not that I don't like them, because I end up really like enjoying a lot of them or being very deeply moved by a lot of them. But it's always the most emotionally heavy slog, because you're just like, all right, it's like documentary week. I'm going to sit here and watch a bunch of stuff about social justice and wars and kids dying all over the world, and here we go. Like, yeah.
You need to make that just 1 week and just slog through them in 1 week's time and then go back and watch Begonia again.
Right. Well, yeah, I usually do kind of put them all together. So it's like, get them all out of the way. I'm depressed for that whole week. And then I'm like, now let's do the animated features and feel better about myself.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I sit and I look at the playlist I created of all the movies I need to watch, and I look at the run times.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, it's 11 o'clock. I really don't want to sit in through like a 2 hour and 36-minute long movie right now, because I won't get to bed till almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So it's like, oh, Zootopia is only an hour and 40. I'll do that.
Got it. Yeah.
100%.
Or if it's during the day, it's like, it doesn't matter. I just watch
Yeah.
whatever one I feel in the mood for. So it's a strong year. It's a
Yes.
really strong year. And I'm looking forward to seeing. I really don't think whoever wins, whatever categories, I don't think there's anything that's going to surprise me.
Mhm.
And I mean, as in like disappointment,
Right.
surprise me. I'm not going to be like, oh, that one. I think anything that's been nominated this year is deserving.
Yeah.
Nothing feels filler, with the exception of Jurassic World Rebirth. That's the only one.
Yeah.
That's the only one that's filler.
You're really upset about it.
I'm really upset about that movie.
Mhm.
It's just like the whole plot hole in Indiana Jones. Can I just say the plot hole in that movie is so gapingly big and nobody realizes it until I tell them what it is? Do you know what it is?
I'm curious because I've only seen it the once, and that's when I watched it for the Oscars that year. So like, it's been a while.
Have you seen it,
don't.
Brandy?
Is it the newest one?
The newest one, the one that came out like 2 or 3 years ago.
Probably not.
So in the beginning of the movie, Indiana Jones is framed for murder.
Okay.
And then he goes off on his trek chasing after this dial of destiny or whatever
Right.
it is. And by the end of the movie, he's back in New York. You know what they don't resolve? He's still wanted for murder.
Really?
Yes. It's never resolved.
That's funny. Yeah.
It's never resolved. I literally was in the theaters and I'm like, what happened to the murder?
We forgot about it.
Because
Cindy.
all the people who actually did it are dead. So he can't be exonerated.
That's
Indiana
funny.
Jones is
Yeah.
still wanted for murder.
He's indie. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a huge, like,
Plot hole.
that's a huge problem. Because by the end of the movie, and this is a bit of a spoiler for anybody who hasn't seen it, I apologize. By the end of the movie, they actually go back in time. They're back in the time of Archimedes. And Indy meets Archimedes. And it's like, I'm okay with all this. I'm like, yeah, this fits into the lore of Indiana Jones. But there's a point in time where Indy is actually tempted and makes the decision to stay behind and live with Archimedes so he can study as it's happening. And I'm like, he's wanted for murder. This is fitting. This is how you get out of this. Indiana Jones gets to live in the times he's been studying and chasing. This is the perfect ending for Indiana Jones. Nope, he goes back and he's still wanted for murder.
Still maybe a murderer.
Oh no, he didn't do it, but he's still wanted for the murder.
Oh my God.
I'm like, good Lord, like you flopped that so bad. And then when I tell people, like a buddy of mine saw the movie and he's like, I loved it. And I'm like, you didn't get that? And he's like, what? And I told him, he's like, son of a bitch. So anyway,
Oh my God.
I don't even know why I got on this
You were
tangent.
you were mad about it. You're allowed to be.
I feel like it's been sitting in my head since I brought it up at the beginning. Had
Yeah.
to get it out. To anybody listening, I apologize. I want to give you guys a chance to plug anything that you have going on, if you have anything at all. Brandy, I'll start with you. Anything you have going? Nah.
No, nothing in. There's stuff in the works. I'm like hopping back in. I'm like redoing. I got headshots. I got my reel going again. I got like all that stuff. So we're like, stay tuned. I'll let you know.
No zombie movies about zombie ex-girlfriends?
No.
Sequels to that kind of
No.
thing? Okay.
Nope, not that I know of.
Okay, good. So
Not today.
Brandy and I will have to do an episode where we talk about that.
No,
Because Pake,
I've heard about it. You've mentioned it before.
Yes.
we should do a watching and talk about it.
Oh no.
That's what we should do.
We should do a watch party
I was saying, it took 3 years of our life.
of zombie X's. Jesus,
Yeah.
we should.
Mm.
For anybody listening, that's how Brandy and I met. I was a PA and a director's assistant on a zombie movie that was filming, and Brandy was one of the ex-girlfriends
I was.
that got
I was
that gets zombified.
21. This was a long time ago.
Yeah, but that's how Brandy and I met.
Mm-hmm.
Then Pake, how about you? Plug away. I know you got stuff.
Yeah. Right now, of course, Run for Your Lives podcast. Although we are about to go on like our like little hiatus, a little mid or like season break between seasons. But we've been doing the Oscar season. So, of course, we did our episodes on Jurassic World Rebirth, Lost Bus, K-pop Demon Hunters, and Frankenstein. So you can listen to those. Those are all out. And then our season finale is our look back special, our own little awards in honor of the Oscars. So we do our Riffle Awards, the Run for Your Lives Awards, where we have our best, characters and directors and movies and stuff from the season. And then we also have a really special interview on that finale with the first movie we covered, episode 1 of Run for Your Lives, was Tremors. And so
Bacon?
we have Finn Carter, who played Rhonda, who was Kevin Bacon's love interest and the main, actress in that movie. So Finn came on and we had a great conversation with her, and I'm excited for people to hear that. That was a lot of fun. So we talked about a lot of her kisses with Kevin Bacon. But it was a good time. And then also, if you want to check out the Buffalo podcast, it's a comedy podcast kind of in the light of Dropout or My Brother and Me, Good Mythical Morning kind of style, with Daphne, my co-host of Run for Your Lives, was also our friends Jeff and Jerry, where we just get on and talk and hang out. We play stupid games and rotate who's running the games each week, and we have a good time there. So you can also check that out as well, the Buffalo podcast.
I've listened to a couple episodes of Buffalo. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing right now. Just it's been fun. So yeah, if you want to check those out, you can hear me there.
Cool. Yeah, I've been on a couple episodes of Run for Your Lives. And I think you guys still have a couple other movies slated for me. We just
you got to get you back to do some stuff. Yeah,
we just haven't done anything yet. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and it will still live forever. The fact that I recreated the Bill Pullman, President Whitmore, Independence Day speech.
Yes, with the music in the background of it, which got us our only YouTube copyright strike we've ever had.
The only thing I've ever done that put production value in gets you a YouTube strike.
Yep.
Oops.
Big check.
Yeah, so it's always a lot of fun anytime I get to go on. So highly recommend all of that as well. As for me, obviously this podcast you can check out. Easiest way to find everything is just go to Wilhelm, welcome to Wilhelm.com. There you can find where to subscribe on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, all the places you find podcasts. You can find articles that I'm writing in there now as far as news and things like that, as far as upcoming shows and things like that. Film reviews are all on the site. Interviews are all on the site. Links to panels that I've done. Everything is at welcome to Wilhelm.com. And this is the first opportunity I get to say this, because this is the first episode I've recorded since these have happened. The last episode I recorded, I got to talk about the awards that the show won in 2025, which was a huge honor. But now Wilhelm is also now NPA accredited, which is awesome, because that is a huge stamp of approval from the industry itself, to be MPA, Motion Picture Association accredited, which is great. And there's also currently in the works accreditation through Rotten Tomatoes. So we'll see how that turns out as well. So, which between the MPA accreditation and Rotten Tomatoes accreditation, it's very humbling, because it means that the reviews I write are actually taken into great consideration. So it means my word is valued, and that is greatly, greatly appreciated. But yeah, anything you want to know about Welcome to Wilhelm, the YouTube channel, everything, the Patreon, all of it, welcome to Wilhelm.com is the easiest place to go. And Pake, I haven't told you this yet, but you mentioned Dropout. I will mention one of my upcoming guests for Wilhelm towards the end of March. We have to schedule it still, but I have confirmation from his publicist that on Wilhelm, I will be joined by the one and only Sam Reich.
That's amazing.
Woo!
Has he been there the whole time?
He's been here the whole time.
The whole time?
So, yes, I've been working on getting Sam on the podcast for about 2 years now.
Nice.
And I finally got word. His publicist reached out and said he is in heavy production right now with the next season of Game Changer and a couple other new shows that they're working on. But his schedule is supposed to free up at the end of March. So she's going to reach out and we're going to get something scheduled.
That'll be amazing.
So I'm very excited to have Sam on the podcast. Very excited, because I am a huge Dropout fan, as I know you are too.
Yes.
Now I just got to get Rhett and Link on the podcast, and I've got like all the social media talent I want on the show. But that is going to wrap it up for this episode. That is our predictions. Huge thanks to both of you guys, to Pake and Brandy, for coming on. And I got to get you guys both on before we do this again next year.
Yeah.
Like we got to pick something else
Yes.
to talk about and get you guys on. So, if you have any comments about anything that we've chosen, if you think any of our predictions are like way out in left field, which I don't think they are at all, or you just want to make comments of your own and make predictions of your own, you can always reach out, feedback at wilhelmpodcast.com, or you can always comment on any of the posts that you see in social media about this episode. But thank you guys, as always, for listening. Thank you for all that you guys do, for being a part of this journey along the way. Pake and Brandy, thank you once again for coming back on.
Thanks.
But until next time, we'll see you guys in another episode of Wilhelm. Bye.
Bye.